Listen, listen, listen. Welcome to 2026 and Monday Night Toy Ramblings. Well, I will probably ramble on for 3 hours at least tonight because, oddly enough, there is a lot more stuff to get into or to discuss than I previously thought that there would be. Not that I've ever really had an issue going 3 plus hours, um, but let's just say it's been a rough couple nights, and I'd love to get to bed a little bit early, although I probably won't. But anyway, how is everyone else's 2026 starting off? I hope that it is kicking off uh, pretty nicely. Um, Not all of them start off nice. I know a lot of people go out, they may have a few too many, as some people say, pops. Let's be honest, you're talking about beer. That is not for me. I live a rather boring life. I don't drink, so I definitely don't do that. But before we get into it, we all know there's always one person that we need to say hi to, and we're just going to start it off right now.
Acknowledge me.
Everyone say hi to Ken. I don't know if Ken is here, but I do not want to miss a possibility that Ken is here and we don't say hi to him, um, because we know it creates aggravation amongst the community. So anyway, how is everyone's 2026? Is it kicking off good? Let me tell you. Man. So you can see there's no one there right now. So you probably will not be seeing Roman very much in the near future, as unfortunately we noticed he was having one hell of a limp that literally started. I guess he kind of been limping, but I don't know. You figure you stubbed his toe, um, but then he was putting no pressure on one of his hind legs. Um, and so, sure enough, on the second, I took him in. They uh, they looked at him, didn't do any X-rays or anything yet, but he said definitely something it's considered the ACL. It's a CCL or something like that. They said dogs his size, um, very common for it to happen. He didn't have to have slipped on snow or anything. Just the weight of him pushing off on it, and him being 9 years old. So they gave him unfortunately, some medicine, some anti-inflammatory, and some pain meds. So he's pretty lethargic. He's not supposed to go up and down stairs. He will if we let him, but I got gates. I've had to sleep downstairs with him on the couch, which, let me just explain something. He is not a 13-pound dog. So it's one of those, it sucks. So they put him on the medicine. They said, hey, you know what? Give it about 2, maybe 3 weeks. Come back in. If it's still, if I can, he said he could feel that the joint was kind of still moving around, but he kind of squawked when he did it. He goes, it's not awful. I can tell that it's still there. But, with dogs that size, the problem is they put so much weight on it. And he said, if it comes back and it seems to not be getting better, we'll have to look to, they have to sedate them, to do x-rays, and then decide what type of operation. And there's like 2 different types of knee operations for a dog his size. Like, one is sutures. They said he's right at the weight limit, but because of their power, they might just rip it right out. You have to give it like 3 months of keeping him sedated, not letting him run, not keeping him active, or a different one that is probably more expensive, and that's probably what will end up happening if that's what it needs to be. So here's hoping that this isn't it, because, man, it's not the way you want to start off your year, or, let's be honest, any day with your dog. And he's just, man, you can just see how lethargic he is moving around. So it's very it's sad, it's disappointing to kind of see him like that. Olivia's saying another week for today, and obviously for Thursday, where I bring, jumping back on Thursday with the friend kicking it off. This 2026. So, but having to sleep downstairs with him, she tried sleeping downstairs with him, and she finally came up around 2 a.m, I think, and he followed her, but she wasn't supposed to before I had the gates up. And she's like, he won't stop whining for you. So it's nothing like trying to sleep on a couch with a dog, and then wake up and go to work the next day. So that's been a lot of fun the past couple of days, just sleeping with him in general. So anyway, gotta give an update. That's how 2026 started with me. But then we go into the weekend, and I picked up some more X-Men 97 stuff. I'm close to picking up every single thing. I'll soon have all the figures from X-Men 97 and everything on pre-order, and I guess I can say I've gone all in on the 97 line, which I'm happy with, to be 100% honest. I really do like it. It's been a lot of fun going through that. So yeah, and then I worked on some more of the classic reviews. If you're a channel member, you've seen more of them. I think I have at least, I did 4 more that will be coming out during the week or over the next couple weeks. If you're the Super Toy Enabler, you're seeing the vehicles. I'm going through everything right now and starting to just kind of knock them all down. So anyway, quickly, what is this here? We'll throw this. Maybe we'll throw it out.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Graph with the $2 super chat saying prayers for Roman, get better, buddy. Thank you very much, and you'll get a. Maybe I should get a Licky Roman. Much appreciated. It really is. Again, I'm hoping that it's nothing major, to be honest. Well, nothing more major. We know it's major. And again, if it was a little dog, I mean, surgery is already expensive enough as it is. But I'll tell you what, the stress of keeping him from doing stuff, because he's, that's not the type of dog he is. And all those big dogs are just like, man, it's difficult. You have to be really committed to it. But he can't lip around his whole entire life. Well, I mean, he could, but I'd rather him not. So anyway, let's head to the chat. There's 48 people watching, so please hit that like button. Make sure you go and vote in that poll. So we have Brandon R jumping in here, Same Time Toys. We have Mamu Nestor, my moderator, jumping in with the maybe not. I was way behind on that. We got Evo Dookie here. Yes, we have this asshole. We have the Odorous jumping in, Sabir Del Norte, GI Bro, who has the best guns in the community. We have Snow Wolf, MCR, Mazda jumping in. We have Graf, who I already mentioned. Onto HasLab 2026, the classified flag. You must have watched my classic review and been like, that would make a great classified HasLab. We have the Krusty Old Crow. We have Jamie Benson jumping in here. I'm going to try and get everyone. I know it's going to be difficult because there's been a lot of you. Clint Jorgensen jumping in here. We have Snake. We have Woody 222 saying liked and hyped. Now get your ass out here. That's because I wait a couple seconds or a couple minutes just to let you guys all marinate a little bit. Steve Martin is here. We got just Jeff jumping in. We have GI Jetman. Did we say hi to Evo Dookie? I think we did, but I can always say hi to Evo Dookie again. We have Menhoza, who I still have not heard anyone really pronounce the name properly. They say Menhoza. Some people even say Menjoza, but it is Menhoza. We have Troy Bleifert. I'm glad that I can actually say that right. He said like 29 years, no one's ever said it right, or he's been hearing people slaughter it. I somehow said it right. David R jumping in here. We have Cal Shave or Callister here. We have my other moderator, not Matthew. This is Ed Action Fig. Hi, it's me jumping in here. Ooh, let's see here. Ultra Mentions here. We have Dustin Blair. I'm starting to see some more crossover from Circle of Jerks. I think we're starting to get a few more guys kind of crossing over. And here we have all the high Kens jumping in here. I absolutely love it. You know what? Let's just hear it. 54 people watching right now.
Acknowledge me.
That's not going to get old. I'm just going to say that right now. A Devil Dog 1989 is joined us. Viper Scout is here. And then look at this quickly. Troy Bleaford saying, I liked him until as a kid. That being said, I think the crossover with G.I. Joe is dumb, and I hope it doesn't hurt the classified line. It won't hurt the classified line at all. They've just been crossing over everything. I'm not worried about that. I will say this. It's something I don't see myself needing to invest in, which I can deal with from time to time, right? From time to time, it's perfectly fine. I'm like, you know what? It works for me. I don't need to spend money on it, but it's something more I can talk about. Slime Bone is here. And let's see, we have Paul Morales saying hello, everybody. And there's Tony's face saying prayers going up for Roman. It's odd. I haven't talked to Tony probably since the Circle of Jerks, if you can actually believe that. Him and I used to talk all the time. Clearly, he found a new BFF. Actually, I meant this asshole. I think that's how we're supposed to announce the Circle of Jerks. We have David T. Allen. It is David T. Allen, right? I don't know. I always say that. I'm assuming that it is. We have Nolan, which makes us Toy Tube official. Whew. All right. And I think we're getting right to. Oh, Rowdy Rouse has joined in here. Let's see. Is there anyone else? Dave's Dimension. There's a whole bunch more. I'm trying to get through everyone. I shouldn't wait this long because see, this is what happens. But this is also how I push 3 hours every Monday, which isn't as easy as you might think. U.S. Combat Dojo has joined us. HK Viper and many, many more. Izzy. I feel like I saw Izzy Trevi and I went by his name. It didn't highlight him. Maybe I was looking at it at a different time, but I'm saying it right now because I have not forgotten you. Toy Mercs jumping in here. Nice to see you. Check out his show. Check out his channel. Toy Mercs. I know they're working at getting to that 1,000 mark, which isn't always easy. So check out Toy Mercs if you haven't. And what do we have? Quickly, we can throw this out here and it go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Woody Triple Two with the $4.99 super chat saying, Roman, you're that dog, punks. Okay, I guess. Thank you very much. Roman is much more important, but also the wet fart. I'm not gonna lie. I will probably never get around to getting a dry fart for you. I knew it to be jumping in here. Check out his classified review that he just dropped. I think he dropped it in within the last 24 hours. I always like seeing the videos that people do, especially their collections. I do it every single year. I know there's others that do it, and a lot of people kind of roll their eyes at it, but we don't really get to share our collections with too many people in person because not that many people really care. So I love seeing how other people collect stuff, how people display stuff, as long as it's not in boxes. I can go to the store and see boxes, but you do whatever you want. But in all honesty, check out his video. It was pretty good, man. I really do enjoy seeing how people separate stuff. It gives me ideas of different things that I can do. Even stuff that I may not have wanted to do, like certain ways, I see it in a different way. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Maybe I can do something like that. Beardy McBeardison jumping in here. We have 3-star draw saying, what's up, punk and y'all? I'm excited for season 4, episode 1. I'm surprised no one else has ever noticed that I put the seasons up at times. And I did start doing that a while back. So it's not something new. It's not something new, but I'm going to try and keep it more consistent so I don't forget what episode that I'm on. I don't try and do like we're on episode 300 or episode 400. I just like going seasons because that's really what it is. So this is beginning the fourth full year of doing my Monday shows, if you can believe that. It really does shock me, to be 100% honest, that it's been going this long. Just Jeff just became a member, so you get a.
Welcome to the creamery.
I can't call her up because Roman is pretty much laying on her. And he doesn't care. He just doesn't care. He lays down and like, hey, you know what? I ain't getting up. The Collecting Brothers saying, when are we getting that Dragonfly recolor? Not for at least a year. And I'm okay if we don't ever, to be 100% honest. I don't need another giant helicopter, although I would probably buy one because I have major issues. Hella Geek jumping in here. Let's see here. I think we're almost to the end, although I did see Bobby Wold say, I don't think there's an action figures Turtles won't cross with. Hope they're using protection other than their shows. It's weird. It really is. And I think I'm saying it knew it to be. I think I'm saying it right. No, you're welcome, man. Like again, people put a lot. I mean, you and everyone else, they put hard work into stuff, and when I see someone that does something that I enjoy, I'm gonna push it out. That's why I always tell people, don't go and promote your show on someone else's streams. Like no one's there to hear you promote your stuff. And I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you've ever done it. Let the host. They'll promote your stuff when they see something that they like. So no, you did a good job, and it's cool. Like it's really cool to see. To see what you're doing. And again, like Woody does this stuff all the time, man. Like Woody does, his basement. And I think it's really cool. And he has this real dramatic, like, look, and he's like praying. I'd pray, but I'd probably go up in flames. So it wouldn't work for me. Alex Martinez also jumping in here. And then we have action figures sold separately. I made it to the end. Wow. I think I hit everyone. If I missed your name, I apologize. As you can see, it's getting harder. 50 plus people watching right now. It's hard to go through every single person there. So anyway, that is how so that's how my 2026 kicked off. A nice vet bill to a nice vet bill for Roman, which will probably just increase as the year goes on. But hopefully, more than anything, again, hopefully we don't need to do surgery. And I'm doing the Woody. Look, I'm doing the Woody thing right now. At least I mean, again, you're always gonna stress out when you're like, man, anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000. But it was just him saying, yeah, it's like 3-month recovery, physical therapy, keeping him sedated. He said a lot of people keep him in the crate. He goes, I think that's a little crazy. Yeah, I don't want to do something like that. So let's just hope everything is good with Mr. Roman here. And then we have TD3 Trooper. I know I completely obliterated that. I don't know why I can never get your name. Say what's up, my dudes. Yeah, Jeff is saying shit gets real fast. No, you are absolutely 100% correct. So anyway, this weekend, listen, don't think that looking down the barrel at maybe a very large vet bill is going to stop me from ordering toys, because I separate my stuff. As I've said, I'm one of the lucky ones, and I won't take that for granted. I'm one of the lucky ones that's been able to make this whole thing work in my favor. I ordered, like I said, some more of the X-Men 97 stuff. I'm really enjoying it. I don't know. Just messing with that Sentinel is awesome. I love doing pictures with it. I had if you missed it, on Instagram, I put on the USS Flag attacking. I ordered the Operation Recall figures that I did not order. I was actually only going to get one. I ordered 4, but only one was going to come. I ordered the other 3. Actually ordered 4 because 2 of them are 2 different skin colors, because I have issues. And I ordered Destro and the Despoiler because I know one's going to be coming. So I needed to compare. I've never had Destro and the Despoiler. If you can believe that, I've never had Destro and the Despoiler. And I love it. I can't say I love that. I love his look. And I did one of those like the buy it now, and I hit the watch, hoping that they would send me a like, hey, limited time, 15% off, which was they did. So for under $40, I ordered a complete, at least that's what it's showing me, Destro and Despoiler. So hopefully I'll have that soon, and then I'll have that to compare when Destro and the Despoiler come out, and I'll also have it for the classic reviews when I get to it. We got Alice and Troy jumping in here, and then we have this guy right here.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
3-star draw with the 577 super chat saying Roman Recovery Fund. Gotta take care of them. Thank you very much. Seriously, I don't know why that's so much fun to mess around with. It just is. Ratatouille's Galaxy jumping in saying, hey, what's up? Who also will be on Thursday with a friend towards the end of the month. I'm still waiting on the 4th person to confirm. And if I do, it's going to be huge. I'm going to be really, really happy if he can confirm. If not, maybe we'll come back around and I have to find someone else to fill that 4th Thursday of the year. And what is this? Another channel member quickly jumping in here.
Welcome to the Creamery.
And it's David Stoker. Just became a YouTube member. Thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. And then we have Nojin jumping in here. And look at this guy. Skunkworks Studios, right on time. This guy gives me so many shouts out on Instagram. I seriously, thank you so much. I appreciate it more than I can express. Like when I see that, I need to do a better job myself of doing that. So I definitely appreciate when someone does that for me. So Alice and Troy, member for 32 months, saying, is it Phil Collins?
Fucking Phil Collins.
Poor Phil. poor Phil. I know, not poor Phil. That guy is a millionaire times over.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Annuity be with a $9.99 super chat saying, love my dog. Hope yours gets better. Thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. And again, I really do mean it.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Graph with the $2 if needed later. Maybe GoFundMe. That's something I don't want to do if need be. I went to Care Credit and I said, hey, can you up my credit? Which they did. It's something, hey, if it needs to be done, I understand, but it's something I try not to do. That's just me. It's there for a reason, and it is helpful for certain things, and if it came down to it, but I'm financially in a place where I don't need to worry about that. So thank you again. Super chats like this, it means a huge amount to me. And what is this? Look at this. High jumps up and waves. Well, you know what?
Acknowledge me.
Hold on.
Acknowledge me.
Ken from Toy Connections has jumped in. So everyone say hi to Ken. He is officially in right now. 59 people watching. Please hit that like and subscribe. So anyway, that's a few of the things that I ordered that I'm waiting for. Now I'm going to talk about something really quickly. And I am not a very sentimental person at all. I think most people know this. And at times, some of you may have heard me say, or even make a comment on Facebook or whatever. I'd be like, you cunt. And when you probably heard me say it, you probably think it goes back to the night at Joe Fest on Sunday night. It was myself, Shark Eyes, Ronnie, Tony, Ed, Mikey, 3-star, like all of us. And I've never used that word so many times. And so you probably heard me say it at the time. At times, I'd be like, "Sounds like a cunt." It's not where I got it from. I don't use the word very often, but there was someone who used to use it all the time. Uh, and I'm one of those people that I'm usually like, you know what? You don't really know these people, and it's true you don't. But there's a guy. This goes back to what I said. Like everyone feels like they know us, and they don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is an Instagrammer that that he used to use it, and it's Paul Dwyer. Paul Dwyer. He was a strong man. He got really ripped later on, and he recently passed away 2026. And if you follow fitness or like Joey Swoles, where he calls out people for attacking other people, especially on social media, or filming people when they shouldn't and then roasting them, this was one of the guys that defended him. And I don't know what he passed away from yet. He's often talked about reaching out and, um, friends or people that have unalived themselves. And I hope that's not what this is. I mean, it's awful no matter what. He has 3 little kids. And this is where I got it from. And this is why I would say it at times. It didn't come from Shark Eyes and Ronnie as much as they said it. And it sucks to think like I'm never going to see another video of him roasting people. Because look at this guy, and this guy was like a big, huge power lifter, a strong man. And then he looks like a bodybuilder. And this was the first time I can remember some social media influencer that I was like, damn, like I was kind of shocked and put away because once again, like I feel like I know him. And I've talked about this numerous times. You see their face, they have no idea who you are. But I don't normally talk about stuff like that. This is something I just kind of wanted to mention. That he passed away, and it's really the first time that I just kind of felt like, holy shit, dude, like I feel like I knew him. And anytime I'd see one of his videos like popping up, I was always excited to actually watch and see what he had to say, because it was very comical. He did it in such a good way, and you knew like this guy was going to back it up the same way that Joey Swoles does. So I literally just I normally wouldn't say something like this, but I just wanted to mention that guy. He's one of the people on social media, in my opinion, that they're doing it the right way. They actually help people out. And maybe not helping people out, but they call people out for their bad habits. And I'll be honest, a lot of these habits that I've seen, like Joey Swoles and Paul do, at times I was that person that acted like that. And I think with time and age, sometimes, hopefully that changes. And at least for me, I think that it definitely did. So anyway, that was it. I wanted to mention that for whatever reason. It was my show. I can do whatever the fuck I want. We got Lost Ranger jumping in here saying Big Bobby was there too. I don't know what you I don't know what you're talking about. Probably having a conversation with someone. And then we have Stephen K jumping in saying hello. All right. Woody says this is the new entertainment style. People love watching authenticity since writers can't write shit anymore. That is true to a point. I agree. There are some good stuff. But you're absolutely right. A matter of fact, I started rewatching, I started going back and started watching some of the some of the YouTubers and content creators that talk about what to do to help grow your channel and what's changed. And I'm starting to hear that. And I'm literally hearing people say like authenticity is what people want to find in YouTube. And I'm like, Man, my moderator said that from day one. Authenticity is the new currency. And that goes right to Matthew. Like he said that from day one. So it's nothing new, but they're all starting trying to preach it. And I hope to God, like I am, I hope people see that and realize, yeah, you may be sometimes a little over the top and charismatic, which is good, I think. I remember Matthew, I said, I just don't want to be boring. And he's like, you're anything but boring. Actually, Matthew's never talked like that. So I don't know why this is my Matthew voice. Not even when he's disappointed that the swords are on the wrong side. War Chest Full of Toys is here. Do you want to tell anyone who you sent information to this week to start drama? You can just put it in the comments. I'd love to find out. And MCR saying, rest in peace. Yeah, and to seriously like hear the amount of people speaking out and just being like, I can't believe he's gone. It means a lot because God knows there wouldn't be that many people saying shit about me. It actually be probably the other way. Lady Virgo Cool saying Auntie is here. And then we have Steve Cham or Ted Knight. Todd C is here. All right. Oh, look at this. Gady's Toys. Like, man, we're pulling in a lot of the other people that we haven't seen around in a while. So glad to see. Must be new year, new me. No way, new year, new toys, same punk. A Lost Ranger says you're pretty authentic, brother, and much better than some guys. Dudes using AI GI Joe images is lame. So that might actually be my topic for next week, and I'll just say it now. Tony says, hey, we need to promote Punks with Toys, the Facebook page, more. We don't. So we do have a Facebook page, Punks with Toys, myself, Matthew, and Tony are the admins. We have one moderator, Jeremy Kimberlin. We don't really have too many issues, but it finally happened, and I didn't say anything, but I'm going to put it out probably tomorrow. No more AI stuff. And I'm not talking about like if you AI a little bit in the back of like your pictures that you did, the AI footage of GI Joes or X-Men or whoever moving, that's not going to be allowed on the page. It's just instantly going to be deleted. I'm going to put a thing out. If it's there now, I'll leave it. These Facebook groups have just become cluttered with it. If someone does it because they think it's hilarious, oh my God, look how bad this is. But no one thinks that. Everyone thinks that it's really good. And it's not. It's not. I would love to have Paul here, Plastic Battles, who is vehemently against it to an anger point, I think. But he's also a photographer and realizes exactly how bad it is. Stop motion, do stuff like that, or even where you're moving the figures. I don't like the AI. There is a place for it. I understand. It's something that I do not want on, our Facebook group because it's everywhere. And I heard people say, man, all these groups are just it's all I see now. And I'm with them. And I don't think Matthew's going to have a huge issue with it. Considering our mods chat kind of got filled with it over how bad the stuff really was. So it might be a topic going into next week, just to be 100% honest. It's something I've kind of been dealing with, but I also think Baldy may want to talk about it tomorrow on Circle of Jerks. Tripwire says, I think they mean shit book. Again, I still use Facebook for pretty much only for that reason. Alex Martinez here saying OG ACBA. Okay, I'm not enough with them. I know they have to be very anal about the whole photography, but they'd also criticize anyone that did any type of photography. From my understanding, again, I didn't. But again, I understand, and there is a difference between photoshopping stuff and doing the AI, and you're having them move, and it just I don't know. And again, someone said, "Well, it's just kind of like the CGI is no different than Pixar." No, it's completely different than Pixar. It's completely different. It's you're telling a computer to do something, and it makes no sense whatsoever. And it just doesn't look good. Um, again, yeah. Um, Matthew saying, "Hey, background replacement isn't too bad, but most of it is pretty bad." Yeah, and again, like I understand because a lot of it's kind of like Photoshop in many ways. But Matthew, you definitely know what I'm talking about. The whole it's digitally moving. It looks awful. Um, and Hello Geek says, "Fuck AI, very specific. Limited use is the only thing it's good for. Fuck it otherwise." And it is one of those things. Baldy does a lot of our circle of jerks, a lot of our circle of jerks thumbnails, but then he goes in and he fixes it. So there is a spot for it. And if you are like, let's say, doing a thumbnail and it's like, hey, let's just kind of create this, I guess I can understand. 3-star, he'll pick like the worst AI and try and do it, and he tries and he'll show it off. He's like, look how bad this one is. That's the type of stuff that is funny. But the fact is, I swear to God, like I'm the only one that fucking saw the Terminator. Am I? Like, I know what fucking happens from here, and I fear for my kids because it's not going to get better. It says that's like when the Resistance program Arnold to fight Robert Patrick. Obviously, there's a conversation going on. Billy Boy's Toys jumping in here saying, "Hi, Punk. Hi, chat." All right. Oh, quickly here. Where is it? Mendoza said last week you said you were for evolution of things or just for skateboarding. No, I am for evolution because I don't think staying in the past. But it's not real. Is that the? I mean, I don't know how to put it. It's not real. It's if someone was actually working other than typing in some things to do, they're not. Again, it's not Pixar. It's not DreamWorks where you're making it. It's not the live action How to Train Your Dragon or even any of the Disney stuff. I know people hate that. We went and saw Zootopia 2 this week, and Olivia and I. It's not that. Like that's you're creating that. This is you're telling some computer to do something, and it comes off looking creepy, and half the shit doesn't make any sense. And we watch guns turn into birds, and then they have a gun that opens up into a Cheeto bag. Yeah, I swear to God, we saw both of those. Ed may not remember, but I know Matthew does because Matthew doesn't forget anything. Cooter's Garage, Yo Punk. So I am definitely, again, yes, I am for the evolution. I'm for things upgrading. And I understand Photoshop. You want to Photoshop out that stand, right? I get that. You want to Photoshop in a background. I get that. But when you're letting a computer completely redo this, and I watched another creator show like AI using his face, and he's like, it sounds and looks pretty much like me. It's just wrong. Yeah. Quickly, GI Bro saying, just catching up. O'Dwyer was great. Dude, he was. And again, Joey Swole. I mean, I've probably sent you stuff. And to know that I'm never going to see another one of O'Dwyer's videos, it sucks. Again, I feel like I know him, and I don't. I know. Like, he has no idea who I was. But yeah, it sucks. Tristan T jumping in here saying, howdy everyone. Woo! All right. So I got to figure out how I want to approach it, if that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm sick and tired of seeing more and more. You missed the stop motion. I miss, even, what Hella Dope does or did. I don't know what's Hella Dope going on. I don't know what's going on with Hella Dope. I meant to reach out to Ted and talk to him. I like seeing that stuff, and I don't really like seeing that other stuff. And again, it is truly taking away from somebody else. that isn't real. I mean, that's all that I can say. It's not real. Matthew will tell you that it's stolen art. I think Paul says the exact same thing. Many people do. And again, I think there's a place for it to tweak things, but to create something, and most of the stuff looks awful to begin with. Gun Bunny Custom jumping in saying, "What's up, everyone?" 83 people here. Please hit that like button. Also, go vote. We have 77 votes right now, and probably have like, we're gonna guess 22 likes. I mean, I got to refresh over here. How many likes do we have so far? Well, 52. Wow, I was way off. Usually it's really hard to get people to hit the like, but thank you very much, everyone, hitting that like button. And Sean Jones jumping in. I'm going to formally apologize right now. Sean is the only person that has not gotten the Black Friday gift. It is packaged. It is in my car. He lives in Canada. And I knew I couldn't ship it out through work. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna ship this out to you. I go to the UPS store, $73 to ship it out. I'm like, shit, I didn't expect it to be that much. And she's like, yeah. She goes, you'd probably be cheaper to go across the border and just ship it directly out of Canada. She said, but if you went to the post office, our surcharge is like $43. She goes, so it should probably be about $30 to ship it out through the post office, which we all know is a pain in the ass to sit in at the post office line. And of course, their hours are just as bad as baking hours. So it is going to get shipped out. I've talked to him about it, but I just wanted to give a formal. I live closer to Canada than any other fucking state, and yet it's still that much more. And believe me, I thought about, what if I just cross the border? What if I just pull across the border? Dan Olton, okay, saying, as an artist, I am not for AI, but it is an interesting tool that has its issues. Or has its uses. I agree. But no one has taken the time to think about it as a tool. They are just lazily using it as a diarrhea on the internet. And that, I think, right there is exactly what I want to portray. Probably not using the term diarrhea, unless if you're Digital Diarrhea. Shout out. I hope you're doing well, man. Someone reach out to Digital Diarrhea. See how he's doing. I feel like I'm telling people right now, this is exactly what I hear from artists, that they say this, like, it's a tool. And that's what Baldy said when he was doing it. He's like, I use it as a tool to kind of make the backgrounds, and then I have to go in, I have to fix you guys' faces and everything. That is, again, like, I get that, you know. And let's say you were using it for like a quick thumbnail. You know, I don't think I'm ever going to do that, but that's what I see. And that's what I hear, and that's what I fully understand. I could go into other things, but I think it just takes away from. I think it takes away from the creativity, because it's not creative. And you can use your own pictures, and that's what people say they're doing, but you're not. I mean, again, there's no work being done other than typing stuff in. I'm not a fan of. Even though it was created here in Detroit or in Michigan, techno. Pressing buttons to make music. I don't know. That's just me. But I think it is something we're going to discuss next week, depending on what actually comes out. Anyway, that's 45 minutes. If you haven't checked out, I did drop the classic retro, the retro classified ratings video, rating. I have 1 through 15. Now, someone said Flint should have been on there. No, Flint didn't hit the 15. I think he's actually 16, believe it or not. So go check it out. I don't want to do the next ones with the box classified, the numbered ones, till we get to 200. Oh, I know 200 are on the way because I like to have the next 100. So I'm tinkering with what other ratings videos can I do, and I know I'm going to do 2 other ones in Jejo, but I'm going to work on another one that I think I'm going to try and do for February 1st. I think it's going to be a little bit more fun, and I think some of you guys, I think a lot of people may like it that aren't GI Joe fans too. So anyway, this Thursday with a friend, I'm going to finally have on Sarge and Red. Some of you think that it is Sergeant Red. Nope. Sarge is John. Red is his wife, D. I believe this will be the first time that I do Thursday with a friend with 2 people. So it's going to be a little bit different. I doubt we're going to go through their full lifestyle. I don't even know about their lifestyle. Their whole lives. But obviously we're going to talk about, how they came to be, how they came to owning the store and different things like that. They're not both from Michigan. Only John is from Michigan. So it's going to be something a little different for sure. I still got to kind of sit back and think about how I want to approach it and how I want to do it. I believe they're both going to be on camera, on the same camera. I don't think that they're going to have 2 different, but I told them, hey, any way you guys want to do it. But 9 p.m. Is when we should kick it off. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I know a few of you have been to Sergeant Reds. They really are good people. Dee is a saint. I mean, she is. She puts up with John. She is a true saint. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Tristan T says, I've been catching up on your classic reviews, Lawrence, over the holidays. Thank you very much. I really do I enjoy doing them. I can really pump out 6 to 8 of them in a couple hours, and then just have to edit it together. It just takes up all the room on my phone. Odin01 saying, I think the AI animations are also kind of annoying on principle because I don't want to see figures moving in a way they can't actually move. That right there's another thing. I'm watching something in this digital format, right, where they have knee joints. Well, if I'm going to do something that they're moving and it's not real, why do I want to see knee joints? The only reason why I see knee joints and elbow joints and butterfly joints is because it's an action figure. It's being moved that way. You wouldn't draw it like that. So I think it's having, again, I get these great ideas, in my opinion, great ideas for these topics, and then I get to the topic sometime and I'm like 5 minutes in, I'm like, oh shit, dude. I really had everything that I had to say, because you're not bouncing it off anyone. You're not bouncing it off anyone. You're just telling people how you think. And if everyone kind of agrees with you, you're like, oh shit. That half-hour topic took me like 4 minutes. What do I do now? They do have a website. I'm not sure. If you go to Sergeant Reds, you'll find their eBay store. They used to do Whatnot. I'm not sure if they still are. Well, we'll definitely we'll hopefully hit all that. But they do have an eBay store, and I think they have a regular store too. John has everything. He has everything inventoried. It's actually kind of crazy. Slimebone says, yes, it's a great score. Did they ever sell that minty stiff arm CC, Cobra Commander? I am not sure. Dude, they're nuts with this. Like, he's crazy with the shit he buys. And he has a warehouse that he recently rented, and I haven't been over there, but I think it's almost already full. And they're like, yeah, we need to move again. We need to find something bigger. Troy Bleaford says, I'd watch an X-Men 97 ranking. Those figures fully pulled me into the legend stuff. It's one I'm actually contemplating later on down the road. The biggest problem, I will say this, when it comes to these ranking videos or rating videos that I'm doing, is finding all the accessories. Because even though I put them all together, going through them all has been such a pain in the ass. Now moving it downstairs and having everything there is a little bit easier. But wow, it took me so much time to get it all together. Now with the X-Men stuff, there's way less accessories than the G.I. Joe. I am planning on eventually doing the Operation Monster Force, but that's one of those ones where I really have to figure out all the accessories and separating them. So more than likely, I will do an Operation Monster Force. But right now, I'm kind of sticking with the G.I. Joe Classified as of right now. But believe me, I've thought about the X-Men 97 because I want it to be. I want to have the full series of them if I'm going to do it, and I will have that shortly. So, all right. So yeah, that was that. There will be a Punk's Pit this Friday as long as Matthew can be here. I'm gonna have to kind of jump around, possibly depending on if Olivia is here, because Roman will start to kind of, he'll start to kind of lose his mind, since he can't come up. He's not supposed to go up and down the steps. He will if I leave the gates open. He's a quick little bugger, and we're yelling at him. I'm not looking forward to having him on the leash every time we go outside, but it looks like we may be getting a little bit closer to that. Stu for lunch jumping in here saying, "Hi, Ken." Just because.
Acknowledge me.
And Aaron the Toy Enhancer jumping in here saying, "I have tons of accessories that I don't even know where they go." I gotta say, going through the accessories, and again, I have them all in these bins. I took them all out of bags where I had them all labeled and put them into bins, and I tried to separate them, but you start to run out of bins. I wish I kept them in the bags. As annoying as it was going through all the bags, it was way easier saying, "Oh, hey, Snake," and I just put like all the Snake Eyes stuff in one bag. So again, there's maybe like 10 Snake Eyes, but you can easily go through them. All the Storm Shadow stuff, Zartan stuff, going through bins, I'm moving bins around, and then next thing you know, you are literally surrounded by a mountain of bins. But it's fun, and I enjoy doing it. And sometimes, especially, I really like the first couple series that I did, because it's kind of stuff you haven't looked at in a while. So it was nice to kind of revisit them a little bit more than before. So, all right. So Punk's Pit will be this, like I said, this Friday, as long as Matthew is definitely there to help control it if I do need to walk away. Although if Olivia's here, then she's pretty good with it. He'll be so sedated. The one drug really sedates him. And if you're missing it, Roman on New Year's Day, he couldn't put any weight on his leg. So I had to take him to the vet, and basically his ACL is either slightly torn. Hopefully it's not completely torn. So right now they have him on medicine. They have him on some sort of medicine, some anti-inflammatory and some pain meds, and they want us to come back in about 2 or 3 weeks, see how he's doing, if he's getting better. If not, then they're gonna have to sedate him, do the MRI or whatever it is, and then we have to talk about the surgery. And what I was saying, financially, it's a big burden to take on these surgeries, for animals. But man, when he's just talking about, you're talking about 3 months of either keeping him drugged on a leash when you go outside, making sure he doesn't jump up and down on stuff. There's different surgeries. That's like the stressful part. It's like, how do you keep a dog from going out and doing this, especially like him? Like, the small dogs are much easier. These big dogs, man, as much as you love them, and again, his age, and you don't want him to put too much stress on the other one. So that's the other rough thing that just it kills you. And then you see him like you walk in the house and he just kind of looks at you like, yeah, I'm still here. All right. Quickly, the shirts are back. The shirts were never gone, but Spreadshirt removed the shirts. So these shirts are back up. There's different types of shirts if you're interested in the merch. And I got the coffee mugs, backpacks, hats, a bunch of different shirts. And if you tune in tomorrow to Circle of Jerks over at Baldylocks, you might see a different shirt, a new shirt. Oh, what could it be? Cookie Monster likes cookies. I'm just saying, make sure you tune in tomorrow. Tripwire says my neighbor's dog had surgery on his ACL a while ago. They did surgery and the recovery was quite a while. I think the surgery has at least a few thousand where they had it done. Yeah, I was told from my boss's wife who works at a veterinarian clinic, 15 to 3,000, at least here. Again, that's something we'll pass. I instantly, when I started looking, I went and seeing if I could up my credit on my credit card just for my dog. Matthew says, post doggy ACL surgery is really sad. 3 months and pool therapy is one of the best ways to rehab. I don't know if I could ever get him into a pool. See, that may be something that is even more damage because if he starts fighting you on it, you know what I mean? But I did read that, like pool therapy. I don't even want to think about therapy for a dog. Oh my God, how much is that? Okay, I'm not even thinking about it. Because you know what? He's just gonna be awesome. He's gonna magically fix himself. Fingers crossed. I cross my fingers more, but I can't. Oh, that's a big announcement. Big announcement. 81 people watching right now. We have been renewed for we haven't been renewed because you don't renew shit on YouTube. Olivia and I have finished the Buffy and Angel saga. Last night, before she went back to school, we finally finished Angel. And she said, that's it? That's how it ends. I'm like, yep. It's kind of just like you're kind of left to decide, but I think they did comics and stuff. But we did finally we finally got to finish. I was wondering, like, are we gonna finish before you go away to college in a year and a half? We did. So now it's time to look for another show for us to watch. I have a few ideas. I do not want to do any more dual ones. I don't want this dual one where we got to watch a couple here. This one, no more. Quickly, where was it? I saw Clint Jorgensen says, I want the High Ken shirt. I don't know if I can. I should see if I can do that. Billy Boy's Toys asking, how old is Roman? He is 9. So he's getting up there in age, especially for a pit bull. He's getting up there in age. But he's never showed any, like, again, he doesn't show signs of aging. But again, I don't know. I don't neither did our old dog Sheldon, who we had to have put to sleep this year or last year. He just kind of went really quick. So hopefully I can't deal with another, like, nope, can't do it. No, nope. I need at least another 5 years out of that guy. He's been more important to me than I ever would have thought an animal could have been. And we'll just leave it at that. Into Mystery jumping in here saying, there's a comic that continues it. Yes. But it was just kind of like, I remember that one more than I remembered Buffy till we saw Buffy's and I went, oh yeah, now I kind of remember Buffy's. But anyway, so we did finish it. Russell Lemieux says, check out the Acolyte. Heard it's a show. I'm thinking about 90210. I loved 90210. But I'm like, should I watch a show that I used to watch and I loved? And I remember like Donna Martin graduates. Serious. I don't like, dude. Donna Martin, you got drunk at fucking prom. I'm not gonna risk myself not graduating just so you can. Or she wants to be a lawyer. That's why we watch Suits. I was thinking Franklin and Bash. I've never watched it. It's like 4 seasons. And I like both actors that are in it. So I was never to Melrose Place, but 90210 I was. So Clint Jorgensen says just at 90210 through her high school graduation. Okay, I do not like Ally McBeal. I don't like that bitter beer face look that she has, so I don't want to see that at all. But again, we watch Suits because of her. And if you haven't watched Suits, it is a great show. I'll just say that right now. It was a great show. I'm so happy that it just kept popping up on Netflix, and I'm like, I don't really want to watch this, but I'm kind of want to watch it because it keeps showing up. And I'm glad we watched it. So we did not watch Suits LA, which has already been canceled. Like, I couldn't see that one coming. I think we all could see that one was going to get canceled. All right. So that's new merch again. Watch tomorrow. If you want to know where the merch is in the description, like you'll see all that stuff, especially on my page. Sponsors. I don't know if I have sponsors anymore. I truly don't know what's going on with Hello Dope Toys. I will still try and get Mossman videos. Hopefully they're going to be around. But I haven't talked to Ted. They haven't put anything out. Nothing new. So I'm not fully sure what's going on. If you do, I know one sponsor is Top Fun Toys. Use my code PUNKWithToys for all their 3D printed stuff. You get 10% off. And obviously the Amazon links, Entertainment Earth, different things like that. Whew. Wow. So what do we do right now? But I got to take a quick break. So what should I show off? Why is this thing not moving? Wow. Once again, like StreamYard has not StreamYard, but the I can't move my media assets up and down. I have this.
Acknowledge me.
And I don't know what the other ones I have are. So we're just gonna play one right now. Here, you guys like this one.
And now back to Cobra News Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have received word that our field correspondent, Scrap Iron, is on scene at Mars Industries, and he has interviewed a few eyewitnesses and forwarded those statements over to us as he tries to get closer for a better vantage point on the fire. So let's take a listen to these eyewitness statements and see if we can discover what has happened here tonight.
All right, so I'm out here just ripping this mini ramp that's made by Mars Industries. Don't ask, I don't understand why they sponsored it. But anyway, I hear this huge explosion, and I hear all these people yelling and screaming that this thing's on fire, and they tell me to call 911, so I call 911. We got the ESU police here, and we got the firefighters, and wait a minute, don't you work for Mars Industry and the Iron Grenadiers too?
Oh yeah, that's a wicked fire, eh? Good bonfire for burning the moose on. Kind of reminds me, it reminds me of the one that we did at Justin Bieber every year at Stratford Festival. Just as much smoke, big flame. We do that to keep Sasquatch away. What'd you do yours for, eh?
Yeah, how you doing? I was walking down the street, hanging out, minding my own business. About to sit down on the park bench here and just enjoy my meal here. I got a nice little delicious lunch made by my wife, my lovely wife. She's a great cook. Sometimes not the best, but listen. We all suffice, right? And I'm sitting here on the bench about to open up my lunch box after a long day of working with construction workers. If you haven't noticed, I got this hard hat on, right? And I'm sitting here chilling, and next thing you know, I smell burning. And I go, what is that? And then The explosion, the loud, boom! I'm like, oh, what the hell was that? What's going on? You sound like Aaron Judge cracked a home run. I'm freaking out. I look up, and Mars Industries is on fire. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? The building just blew up. It's on fire now. And no one can have any answers. Nobody has any answers. Next thing you know, the fire shows up. The cops show up. Nobody knows what's going on. But damn things for sure, that building blew up. Now listen, I ain't no conspiracy theorist, but I'll tell you this. The owner of that building, he wears a metal helmet. Who's wearing a metal helmet? Just to do business. Something don't smell right. You understand what I'm saying? That building, that was an inside job. You can quote me on that. Thank you for having me on the news. I've never been on the news before. This is fantastic. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And before we go, I want to shout out some people. My man Shane, my man Woody, my man Mike. I appreciate you all. Take it easy, guys. I appreciate you. I'm on the freaking news right now. This is fantastic.
Well, that was certainly something. So let's see if we can check back in with Scrap Iron and see if he's been able to locate Destro or the Baroness, find out the cause of this fire. Over to you, Scrap Iron. Scrap Iron. Scrap, are you there? Looks like we might be having some technical difficulties, and oh my God. Oh, I'm going to have to go over there now.
All right, so quickly, Billy Boy says this Punisher cracks me up. I don't know if you're watching him or not, but if you're not, it's Legend series. Be sure to check him out. It's his voice, and it's really not too different than what he is. I gotta say this for Darren, who did that whole thing. He just asked myself. I'm assuming he did the same thing for Crow and for Tony. He said, "Hey, I need you to, he kind of filled in. Like, I need you to say this." It didn't give us anything other than like, you just saw an explosion, but you were skating this ramp. That's all that was really told to me. So I don't know what was told to Tony, but the fact that Darren figured out, not using AI, might I ask, he didn't use AI, figured out a way to incorporate everything that I said, that Crow said, but definitely what Tony said, which is Legend series, if you don't know. Figuring out how to like do the hose and do the lunch and the hard hat, like all that stuff, absolutely was awesome. So Darren, so much credit for what you did. Didn't use that shit AI, which we're really happy about. Brick something jumping in here saying happy Monday because it's over. Yes. All right. So quickly, before we get into the news, the topic is going to be things that I am excited for 2026. And I actually have like slides and everything for the toys that I'm actually excited for, not just stuff like Joe Fest 2026 and Disney World, as many of you know. And Mython jumping in. Okay, so I know Mython is about to ask. So I'm gonna go over it again quickly. Toy Optics also jumping in here. This asshole, as a TMNT lover, I do not want to cross over. I'm glad. So Mython, before you ask, Roman is not here. On the first of the year, Roman couldn't put any pressure on his hind leg, so we had to take him in, and they felt around, and unfortunately, he has a slight tear. At least he's on medicine, and I got to bring him back in like 2 or 3 weeks to see how he's doing. And if it's not getting better, then we're going to have to sedate him, do x-rays, and we have to decide on surgery. So I know you're about to ask about Roman, so I'm just going to tell you before we go too far into it. All right. But he is downstairs doing well, medicated. That's the reason why he's not up here. He's with Olivia right now. So anyway, okay. So here we go. And we're going to talk a little McFarlane toys. And yeah. Spec here, Toy Optics saying, poor Roman, hope he gets better quickly. Sadly, the recovery time, even if he doesn't need surgery, is still like another 3 months or so. I'm not looking for it. And yeah, Mython saying, oh no, not sweet Roman, no. Believe me, I feel the same way. And I got to sleep on the couch with him because he'll whine for me, which isn't a lot of fun. Oh, and Hustle's had jumped in here too. Hustle's here. More health for Roman. Yes. I need Roman to walk by one of those little health things that you get in video games. So much easier. All right, McFarlane here, dropping these assholes. We kind of talked about these last week. I have no idea who this guy is, but he's very pumped about being in the McFarlane line, as you can see. But they got more solicitations here. He is Eaglehead. We'll just call him Eaglehead. He's the pilot. I gotta say, I'm actually kind of interested in this guy. Black Hawk, thank you. I should know because Black Hawk Down is like one of my favorite movies. It's such a great movie. Sad movie. But anyway, I kind of like this because I think he probably worked well with my my Sergeant Rock and Trevor McFarlane, too big to be in classified scale. But I think he works pretty good as a military figure. So I may actually pick him up. Yes. Blackhawk, come on, man. We told you this 7 weeks ago. I remember you guys telling me. I don't remember. Don't worry, there's probably more in here too. Yes. I'm 50 now. Remember last week? I turned 50. But he comes with all these McFarlane guns. This AK, which is extremely large, but works really well if you have one of the werewolves from Operation Monster Force. It actually fits pretty well. The Tommy gun is huge. The shotgun actually looks decent, to be honest. But you can get some actual weapons for these guys if you need be. Now that DC is allowing you to use allowing them to make weapons. But there he is. And look, there's his Black Hawk right there. Then we give this asshole. He has rings. He's trying to be Doctor Strange. I forget what his name is. And yes, I know you told me a couple weeks ago, but I totally forgot. But here he is. He's trying to do magic. He's a cheap Doctor Strange. He comes with lots of hands and spinny stuff. This is Cosmic Boy. I like Ringworm more. I like Ringworm. He's definitely trying to be Magneto. He's a poor man's Magneto. Hustle's asked, will you be purchasing any of the black from Valaverse? That would be a hell of a no. I do not purchase stuff from Valaverse. But it exists. And no, I did find Stretchy Man here. I actually thought this was pretty unique. I didn't think that they would probably do anything differently, to be honest. I thought this is kind of how they would do it. But they're giving him extra arms, so you're just going to be able to swap the arms. But we have Plastic Man. I know it's not Stretchy Man. Plastic Man jumping in here. But I'm sorry. Was this? No, I'm sorry. This is Elongated Man. Plastic Man is the guy with the glasses and shit. Sorry. Elongated Man. I know this only because of the Flash TV show. And I will wholeheartedly admit that. JLS Comics jumping in and saying, what's up, everyone? Dude, I love your new logo with the F-22. It's awesome. Way to pick a plan they're trying to retire, though. And if you have not checked out JLS Comics, you need to check out his stuff. He does some awesome videos, and I truly do mean that. You should probably go watch my Thursday with a Friend with him also. So anyway, I do kind of like what they're doing here and the way the arms look. So I think they did a pretty good job from what I know about them. I won't be buying them. Tony probably will, because Tony loves McFarlane stuff. So there you go. Elongated man or stretchy dude, whatever you want to call him. Pig head here. He has a drill as an accessory. Yes. I remember Tony telling me, I just want the main 7 Justice League, and then I'm done. Oh, that was so long ago. This guy has some awesome accessories for a pig head. Again, I know we went over this. It's Professor Pig. Okay. I'm going with pig head. He kind of looks like Hornswoggle. Dude, Hornswoggle has recently been popping up in little shorts. Cool drill for Techno Viper or Cover Girl. Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, G.I. Joe team, give us a drill and some tools like this. I don't want to spend $25 on pig head to get that. You know, I don't know if they're done with Joes. Hustle says, I hope Mezco releases some Joes this year. I hope so too, but I don't know. They haven't shown anything off, and you know, they've actually everything they've shown off, they've given us. So I don't know if they did all they were obligated to, and then maybe they didn't think they made money off it. I don't know, but I like them too. All right. So here is not Zanya and her little monkey friend. Zatanna. Okay. Ann's Sketcher says he is deluxe, so it's more like 35 or so. I got it. I said Zatanna. I said that, did I not? I said it's not Zanya. But it's all in the Zen family, right? They're all like, you know, Zartan. Trisha, I think she does look cool. She's just the wrong scale. And I gotta say, I actually thought when you see her without the hat, like I thought this actually looked pretty good. Her face is kind of fugly. She kind of has that butter face, but I do think it looks pretty good. Just in general, how they did the hair, how the hat fits on it. So again, if this is something that you need, Tony needs it. Not Zatanna, you dork. What did I say? I don't care. Listen, if she was that popular, I know who she is. She does magic, okay? She belongs in a fucking circus. That's all I gotta say. Yes, Tony, I need. Let's go back to Tony saying, no, I'm only getting the 7 Justice League. That's all that I need. Next thing I know, he's buying capes from GPS Lot. He's fixing this figure. Now he needs the West Coast Adventures. Well, hey, I need some villains. I mean, I can't have these guys without villains. And next thing you know, Tony has lost it. All right. But you do get 2 different cards. So Monkey gets his own card. I have no idea what the monkey's name is. Thomas Cook jumping in here. What's up, Thomas Cook? And so as Sketcher, I feel like I'm saying that absolutely wrong, saying this is the Dark Justice League. Are you yelling at me? Tony, I'm with you. I hate plastic capes. But if you were only doing 7 figures, you wouldn't be buying all kinds of stuff from them. So anyway, there is a Zatanna. You guys happy? You guys are never happy. Oh yeah. Detective Chimp. So stupid. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I see him and I think of wasn't the Umbrella Academy had a chimp like that? Anyway, Hiya. Now this was out last week, but last week I did not have any slides. I didn't talk about any news, and they gave us another Rocky with his dog. I can't remember Rocky's dog's name for some reason. Anyway, I still look at Rocky, and I'm still not sure it looks like Sylvester Stallone. I do like the look of it. I'm not gonna lie, I like the look. I was watching, as I normally do, Robo Don't Know, watching the rewind, and he said that when Haya first came out, you really noticed how bad most of their soft goods were, but they look like they're getting better, and I think it's actually pretty good, to be honest. So I do think the outfit looks pretty good. It seems like it's fitting pretty well. I know we have issues even with Mezco. Sometimes they're just a little out there. They don't seem to fit. This does look good, other than I still don't think it looks like Rocky. I still think it looks more like Al Pacino. That was pointed out to me. I didn't say that originally. So here we have 610 Yojo Daddy jumping in here, only saying hi to 3-star, ignoring me completely. Story of my life. Just Jeff wants me to show some goddamn respect for Detective Chimp, or maybe he's talking to Tony. Might be talking to Tony because Tony said he's stupid. But anyway, if you want Rocky, does this mean that we're going to get an Adrian? Because if you're going to have Rocky like this, you got to have Adrian. You got to have Paulie. But yeah, here is, again, if you want a dog, and I think the dog actually looks pretty good, to be honest. He has some really ugly sweater on. I'm not really sure what that jersey is. Kind of hideous. I mean, the only thing worse is if you put a Cowboys jersey on him, or Raiders, one or the other. That would make it look worse. But here you go. If you were like, I need this, I need a Rocky in plain street clothes, well, you are in luck, because Haya said, you know what? We're going to give this to you. I wonder if this dog has an ACL joint, or an ACL tendon. It's not a joint, it's a tendon. An ACL tendon that I could use for Roman. There you go. Is it Butt Kiss? No, it's not Butt Kiss. What is his name? I don't know. What the hell's the dog's stupid name? I really don't remember. Although, like, I know it, but I can't think of it. But there you go. That's enough looking at Rocky. He comes with a stand, so he can stand and do nothing. He comes with 2 different heads. He doesn't come with very much. He does come with the dog. And he's like $120, $125. Which I was really, really blown away by. That he's really that expensive. Grizzlehorn jumping in here. Bub Kiss. I don't know if it's Bub Kiss. It's Butt Kiss. Why is he kissing butt though? And then we have this looks like my ex's cousin, who everyone called the Gooch. Isn't that a YouTuber? And then the Photo Viper. Hold on. I may have seen this, and if I did, then I apologize. Oh shit, I can't do anything. That's right. I can't move up and down. Once again, I have to restart my StreamYard to get everything to move. So anyway, you can just imagine Ash right here saying, we never seen these assholes before. He says he needs a side of beef to beat. So believe it or not, they did that. NECA did that. Sergeant Red's actually acquired one recently, but I'm with you. Right here, this would be perfect. You don't have very much, and a side of beef would just be literally one slab of plastic, and that would be it. So I'm with you there. So if you want this, if you're into the Rockies that much, or you love Sylvester Stallone, here you go. You can get a Rocky 2 with his dog. And that's his dog in real life, or was his dog. I doubt that dog is still around. Hayasmi says he looks like he would enjoy the zoo. Uh, yeah, we were looking up the prices, and I think it was like $70. Like they sell for like $70. Because I thought he was joking when he showed it to me. I'm like, is this fucking real? And he's like, yeah. It's like, who the hell made it? He's like, NECA made it. All right. Mezco dropped a couple things. And here we have Senor Blanco, White Skull Agent. This is again Mezco's own line. And I know a lot of people don't like the Mezco line, which is, I don't know why I'm drawing a complete blank of what they're called. The Rumble Society. I only have one figure, and it came with the Rumbler. I think what they do is awesome. It's something completely different. It's very original. I do believe there is an actual story that goes behind all of this. But I think the stuff that they do is really unique, and it's fun to look at. So he's a cosmic espionage. But yeah, I think what they do is actually really cool. I know some of the stuff is hit or miss. I'm not into the crustaceans. I don't need that type of shit in my house. But this type of stuff I think is actually pretty cool. And it looks cool. So I don't know if you were able to get this. I'm sure it's already on the wait list. I do hear a lot of people don't have an issue getting stuff on the wait list, or I don't say don't have an issue, but stuff actually does come off the wait list. Usually when it's the Rumble Society stuff, it is in stock and you'll get it right away. Here he has what looks like a gas mask and some sort of, I think that's a pistol. But yes. And yeah, Russell and you saying cool looking. It's just something different. And again, I guess technically you can make it work with any 6-inch line. They move pretty well. If you don't have a Mezco, you are going to pay a hefty price. There's no doubt about it. And normally their figures are pretty nice. And Jeff is saying, fuck Mezco. He had some issues. I feel like if you've ever ordered multiple Mezcos and you haven't had a problem with Mezco and you haven't got to deal with their awful, the absolute worst customer service, then you're missing out on the experience, the true experience of Mezco. They're bad, dude. Like they're like the fucking worst. Like worst ever. I'm assuming you're talking about the I'm assuming you're talking about their customer service. Yeah. They're not really good. But what they make is awesome. Toy Optics says, when you prove them wrong, they shut up and make it right. But fuck, it shouldn't be that hard. Yes, and what did you have to do to make it right? You had to fucking message me and go, what are all of those fucking emails that you sent before you got that Rumbler taken care of? I mean, seriously, I've had probably 4 or 5 people message me saying, can you send me all those emails that you sent that stuff to get the Rumbler in processing? And I have no problem with it. I went and searched back to that email and was like, here you go. Because what Spec just said, it shouldn't be that hard. Hey, you made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Just fucking make it right, and let's just move it on. Wade Hollison jumping in here saying, is it worse than NECA? I've never had to deal with NECA. Okay. I've never had to deal with NECA, so I can't speak on them. I don't know if Mezco, I mean, I guess if like that extra Rumbler ever showed up at my house and then all of a sudden, 4 months later, they were like, hey, we need that Rumbler back that accidentally got sent to you, or we're going to charge you. I'd be like, yeah, fuck you. um, Matthew's speaking the specs saying, doesn't matter how much evidence there is, they still won't make it right. Just ask Lawrence about the broken Duke parts. Dude, in the fucking email, I even told them I've given up on you guys replacing the Duke parts, but I want my rumbler sent out. They were like, whew, well, thank God for that. We're not even going to worry about that one. That was over a year ago now. All I wanted was, hey, is there something that you can do about this? They said, we'll take care of it. Yeah. So Jeff says, goddamn Mezco Nightwing is somewhere on the void, stolen from an empty house, even though I changed the address a month ahead of time. And that one's difficult because, yeah, if they shipped it out somewhere, and I don't know, man, that one's difficult. That one is difficult. I'll give you that. Wade says that can make you apologize when letting them know something you brought was broke. Well, at least they communicate with you. Mezco's like, how many emails before this guy forgets, or will he not forget? And I will say that if you when they finally say they're going to do it, they will fix it pretty quickly. I mean, that rumbler was sent out right away. Of course, I waited and watched like everyone else have their rumbler like a month and a half before mine finally before they finally got around to going, yep, there's an issue. And the worst part was there was a bunch of people. So the question was everybody fucking bitching about it? Or was I just the final one that went, I'm going to cancel this? And then they went, oh shit, we need to look into this. So yeah, yeah. But anyway, if you want this, it's probably not available anymore. But it looked pretty cool. Senor Blanco. Just like saying that. Senor Blanco. High adventure through time and space. Well, that's what was funny. So I'm literally letting you in on the conversation that it was in the Circle of Jerks chat that we had, and Spec was like, well, he goes, I just reached out to them and this is what they said. We'll send a replacement in 8 to 12 weeks. And if I remember correctly, I literally went and screenshotted what they sent me and I put it in the chat, and he's like, fuck, that's the exact same wordage of what they said. I'm like, exactly. It's an automated response. So anyway, there you go. This is Senor Blanco. And here's everything that he comes with. There's a lot of pictures, some headphones, a gas mask, a different alien head, it looks like. Every single Mezco has a stand. If you don't know, Mezco uses a different style stand. So just understand it's not going to work for any other figure other than your G.I. Joes that you just want to put on the Productive Susan. Here's the rest of the accessories that you're going to get, which is a good amount of accessories. And this thing is probably $110, $120. But again, probably already sold out, but get on the wait list if it's something that you're interested in. Now, this next one, I'm very tempted, is Gambit. And I've always been a fan of Gambit. I recently got the X-Men 97 one, which oddly enough is the same as that Gambit that I have up there, just with a different head sculpt. I think that's it. I think the jacket might be a little bit different. This is a good looking figure. Now, the good thing about this, if you want this, it is $120 or $125. You can get on BBTS. Now, you have to put a small down payment down. I think it's like $12.50 non-refundable. But if it never shows up, you don't lose your money. basically BBTS is going to incur the hit. Unlike you, if you're waiting for Mezco, because sometimes these Mezcos will take forever. Seriously, forever. So yeah, this is one of those ones. I just think this looks really good. Soft goods soft goods for this guy is awesome. He has the trench coat. I think they did a really good job. He's got, some awesome hair. The effects with his cards, which Hasbro tried doing, and they're decent. Not great, but not bad. They can't make the his staff straight. Yeah, I said that. That thing's constantly bent, and it kind of sucks. But yeah. But here's everything that you're going to get. So multiple cards, multiple hands, the Gambit stand. The one thing that is really good about the Mezco stands, if you don't have Mezco, is every stand is not just a regular stand, but it's also a flight stand. And they are really good flight stands. I use them for other things. They sit higher than the Hasbro Pulse stands that I've talked about before. And again, you can use them for anything, because as long as you cover it up, no one's really going to see that it's G.I. Joe or Cobra or whatever. But these look really good. And I think this Gambit it's top notch. I just think I'm going to spend $125 on it. All right. Fresh Monkey Fiction. Some promotional pictures, I guess, came out today. So I threw these in. Before I took my nap. And this is the Fresh Monkeys. So this is the first promotional pictures of these figures. Now, I will say this. I do believe with the plastic that they use for like his coat is going to really obstruct the legs. You're only going to get so much movement with this. I'm trying to think of the other figures like Dracula and the Forgotten King, same thing. Obviously, you can make it work to a point, and I really have no idea what the hell this is, but it's cool. I ordered it. Here he comes with a banana. He's got a patch. And again, it just fits the Fresh Monkeys, considering their Fresh Monkey Fiction for the time being. With gridiron weapons. Here we have the Case of Money. Now this, if I am correct, is the same case that the vials came in for Dr. Caligari, I believe, which is smaller than the gridiron ones that they actually do. So they did shrink it down, same design and everything. Looks like you get some classified stuff here. So again, world building at its best. It's going to work for, let's say, classified. It's going to work for your Marvel Legends or any other 6-inch figures that you might be purchasing. Matthew saying, take this money figure and put the George Lazenby, and you have James Bond. So what Matthew's talking about is the other figure that looks like Captain Kirk, and the other one looks like a James Bond. And if you haven't been following what Fresh Monkey Fiction or Big Bad Workshop is doing, is they're giving you head sculpts with different figures, and they're kind of swapping things around. So if you're buying them all, or you buy specific ones, you can make specific characters. Not something that everyone is going to do. Not something that everyone has noticed. Matthew has noticed. But I think they did a pretty good job. I like the way this stuff looks. And Shelf Presence has jumped in here, says a banana 9mm. Well, yeah, Ed is maybe like He's with Fresh Monkey Fiction / Big Bad Workshop, kind of how I am with Classified. I think you're pretty much all in on this stuff. The only one that I haven't ordered of the 6-inch line so far is the Cops figure. I have no interest in that Cops and Crooks or whatever it is. But this is fun. Again, you can do all kinds of things with it, I guess. And it doesn't have to be just a monkey. You can just have a regular suited figure. And if you have that, maybe you have that patch Wolverine. Well, now you kind of have your own. You kind of have your own white and black tuxedoed figures. Oh, so Ed also has it. Yeah, I don't remember that at all, man. Like, I mean, I don't remember Cops and Crooks at all. And I think the figure looks. I mean, I think he looks like, from what I've seen, he's supposed to, but doesn't do anything for me. So here's the packaging for it. You get the pistol with the suppressor, the 9mm banana, classified files, which didn't. What classified figure came with the files? That was Chuckles, right? He came with all that stuff. And then you get all the different hands and obviously the suitcase of money. So not a lot of stuff. This is one of those ones where, in all honesty, if you ask me, this is where they say, hey, we're pricing all the figures to be the exact same. Some of them you're going to get a little more. Some you're not. This is where we're going to kind of recoup some of our money. If I'm going to say that I think that it's wrong with Super 7 when they do stuff like that, I also got to say the same for a company and a line that I am collecting and I'm in on, and I think that it's wrong. I think that if you're going to give less accessories, then you should go a little bit cheaper, whether it be, let's say, $35 rather than the $38 that these are. And I don't want a bunch of dumb accessories that I don't really need. Eventually, I when I was collecting Valaverse, I said it, and I guess Operation Monster Force is kind of getting the same way. I have enough hands. I don't need that many hands for that much longer. But anyway, Wade Hollison says the fact that Cops is tied to G.I. Joe and I already like the Cop show means I'm in. No, and again, I think that's one of those things that they're definitely trying to they're trying to get those collectors. They want people to see that. And that's great. Like I said, it's not for me. I'm not saying that I won't order it eventually. I've been on inline and everything else. I see it. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't do anything for me. But when you're all in on a line, it's like, hey, if it's one or two figures, maybe I jump in, grab it. But I'm glad that people are having a chance to get this stuff. You know, I'm not like every other collector where, you know, my fifis get hurt because people are getting, you know, something that I don't want. And it shouldn't be like that. They should ask me what I want and then only create the things that I want because I know everything. I'm really not like that, believe it or not. Highest Me says, Punk, the Crooks were the ones on the skateboards and the Cops were the ones that tripped on the cracks in the sidewalk. Thank you. Joe Fan 84 jumping in saying, everyone finally off work. I don't think everyone's finally off work. You're finally off work, everyone. Brick something says, a million times better than McFarlane's Detective Chimp. I need this guy Jokerized too. If Todd gets his way, it'll be Jokerized. So anyway, there's your Agent Carter. That's his name. I'm interested to see what other ones they might do. Some, you know, what they're actually going to do. So there's the back of it. There's each side. And then okay, I'm 100% honest with you. 100% honest. I saw Baldy post this in our chat. I wasn't paying attention. I was busy today with work. I thought there was some AI crap that he was making up. And then I saw the full force. It came over on the YouTube talking about it. I didn't watch anything on it. I didn't get a chance to. I'm like, is this fucking real? And oh yeah, it's real, all right. And that is the TMNT G.I. Joe crossover that absolutely nobody asked for. And again, I don't have to buy it, so I'm not going to throw a fit about it. I will say this. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a huge crossover between these. I think that TMNT and Motu, perfect crossover. I think Motu and Thundercats, perfect crossover. Hell, I even think that some of the crossovers with the Transformers looked pretty cool. This I just don't get. Now, I guess it only makes sense to make Leonardo Snake Eyes. Although, does that mean that Leonardo can no longer speak? Yes, I know there is Shipwreck. Yes, I know Shipwreck is there. So there's Shipwreck with Polly and some nunchucks, which means he's Michelangelo. So Stuffelin says Budo. Well, Budo probably would have been a smarter thing, but yeah, it's definitely Snake Eyes. Tony says so ridiculous, but whoever likes it can get it. That's exactly it. Like, again, it's not going to hurt Classified. It's not going to hurt Classified. It is what it is. It's its own little thing. Matthew says, I'm only getting some Classified at Jada, Scooby-Doo, and Street Fighter, and my paid-for pre-orders next year. Maybe still keeping my Crimson Moon figures. Bullshit. Man, I should have hit that cough button. He's so full of shit. Thomas Cook saying the Dragonfly looks like a stunted and squished helicopter. I don't dig this line, but to each his own. And that's exactly how I feel about this. So, I have to say, the King as Destro and the Big Hood makes sense. It actually kind of works if you like turtles. Although the King head really does creep me out. I'll be 100% honest. And what is Baldy Locks says, I'm getting these tattooed on my chest. Well, you can do that. To each their own. You are allowed to. Jay Solo Arch, I'm going to say Monday Night Raw crosses over with Stranger Things. Now Joe's crossing with TMNT. What is this world coming to? Again, I think crossovers are really good for certain things. And then some of them I just don't get. I just don't get. I do think that the Shredder with the Cobra Commander blue is a really good looking blue. I think that one actually looks pretty good, but it doesn't look like Cobra Commander. It just looks like a blue version of Shredder. I'm assuming this is supposed to be Roadblock in the corner with the big gun. I could be wrong, but I can't think of anyone else that it would be. Am I correct? I didn't see if there's any other solicitations. I just saw this, and I'm like, oh, I got to put this in and go take my nap. I guess Dial Tone as Donatello actually makes sense. I really didn't think about it till just now because he's kind of a computer guy, but Mainframe probably would have made more sense for Donatello, right? But either way, there's Donatello. Also, Mainframe would have worked because he's short, so that would have made a lot of people really, really happy. Brick something says, "Oh man, I could see Cobra wanting to weaponize the Mind Flyer. Oh shoot, did Cobra originate in Dimension X? I don't know. That scares me." Pop Blender jumping in here saying hi to Yojo. Saying Yojo fan. Am I missing something with Jojo fan? Anyway, now I can see that one of the guys is a Dreadnought, but who's the purple guy? That's the only one that I can't figure out. Because the other one is Buzzer. Who's the one in the purple? Oh, I guess that's gonna be Ripper. Okay, I guess now I see it because that looks like the Jaws of Life, except there's two drills. They make sense. Yep, Tom Ripper. And that does make sense. I don't get it. No, I do think Bebop and Rocksteady as the Dreadnoughts makes probably the most sense. But like I said, to each their own, right? Like, if you like it, then, pick it up and have fun with it. Now, I found it odd that they showcased the Ram Cycle with a plunger, but in the background, there was an All Striker. I don't know if everyone else noticed that. Probably, but I just quickly looked and went, wait a minute. There's no pictures of an All Striker that has April in it. So is April's got to be Scarlet? I would assume. I'm looking at the colors. Her colors actually match up pretty well. But this is a completely different. Like, they're not using anything from Classified. But a plunger. Spec, is that a butt plug on it just for you? Wow, that's like Spec's butt plug right there on the back, that yellow piece. So you gotta love it. This asshole saying, "I'm still saying these are fake." No, I think what you meant is, I'm still praying these are fake. yes, they get me. Yeah, April is Truck Stop Scarlet. Well, April may actually be Cover Girl. Could it be? It could be either or. I don't know. I think it's Scarlet though. Again, this is one of those things you've already looked at and you go, yeah, I can't do anything for Classified. I can't make it work. Nope. But hey, someone's going to want it. They're already doing vehicles, so I guess good for you. But in the background, you're getting an All Striker. And I can already see the Classified people losing their shit that the All Striker has the right size wheels. It looks more like a real All Striker. Why can't Classified do this? Classified team is ruining everything. They should fire everyone. Because that's what you do when you have one of the most successful adult toy lines, is you fire everyone. But that All Striker does look more like what we had in the 80s, from what we can see here. Now, I did not look at anything about this, so I don't know if this is an exclusive to Target or Walmart. I'm hoping it's exclusive to somewhere where I will never have to see it. This is one of those ones like my eyes, like I can't unsee this, so you all need to see it also. Yes. Joe Fan says a plunger gun for those big jobs. Brick says these seem fake to me too. Those boxes are bad art school projects. If if Chris McLeod didn't go out on it and start talking about it, I might believe it a little bit more. Or that this is AI. But I can't imagine he would get duped this bad. I mean, he has been duped before on a couple things, but this seems like one of those things where before you report on it, you reach out and you're like, "Hey, Lenny, Tony, Chris Flood here from the Full Force. Also, I'm probably in your phone. So, are these real?" And then this. Now, if this is all AI'd and good for you, you have duped everybody because it is. I mean, I got this from Toy News International. So, I mean, they threw it up there. This looks way more like a Real American Hero Dragonfly all the way to the back, which does make it seem like it is more AI because it even has the button to spin it. Man, this makes me think that maybe this is fucking AI. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm gonna disagree with you. I really like the All Striker, to be honest. But if this is real, and I don't know, again, maybe they're pulling one over, like whoever did this. The more I'm looking at the button to make the rotor spin, the propellers, that's making me think that maybe this is something that because everything about this pulls out a Real American Hero to the back little piece on the wingtip. I don't know. God, I'm hoping I'm being duped. I'm actually really hoping I'm being duped. Someone go do some research and tell me so I'll just delete this whole stream like other people do when they get duped. I'll just delete the whole stream and be like, "Hey, I never talked about that." Jamie Garcia saying, "If this is real, hey, I'm just saying." Well, I'm not saying if you report it must be true. I'm saying normally he doesn't get duped, and you know that. But yeah, no, this is it's something. I mean, it's I feel like with Tuco Viper, it's something. Hurricane Live jumping in here saying, "How could you fit any turtle figures in these? They can make this slap, but not Joe 7." Okay, because the G.I. Joe O-rings don't sell anymore. That's the reason why. And my guess is if this is real, it's not being done by Hasbro. Or Hasbro's trying to get a turtle line. Vine Jungle Figure Factory jumping in to say, "I don't need or want any of this." K-Dog Broadcasting, it looks like a Playmobil issue. Yeah, I don't know. This is Matthew says it would be even better if the crossover figures transformed into Transformer characters. And Darren says, yes, the spinning rotors should have gotten for $275. It probably still squeak though. No, they should not have spun. I don't want it to spin. I don't need it to spin. I really don't. But anyway, I don't know if these are real. I'm looking at these and I'm feeling like this is like I don't know, man. I'm sitting and look at these and go like, they really seem AI from the All Striker looking exactly like the All Striker, to the Ram Cycle looking exactly like the Ram Cycle, and I mean right down to the rims. The figures, I mean, that could be anything. So I don't know, man. That's but the Dragonfly and seeing the propeller there, although does it have it looks like it has a crank on it. I don't know, man. 3-star says, yeah, I mean, this feels fake as fuck, but look at some of the stuff I've gotten. Could go either way. I'm just, it's not even like that. I think that it's fake from the fact that they're doing it. It's looking at it, and even the artwork looks like the artwork from A Real American Hero. And that's why I'm going, okay, it looks like this is the AI, which if it is, this will work really good for what I want to talk about next week with the topics. I already have like three pictures that I can talk about. I don't know, man. Matthew here says, if it's a feeler, no one wants it, so not going into production. No, I'm kind of with you. I don't think there's any, like, again, when you look at Motu and Thundercats, makes sense. I think the Motu and the Turtles make sense. Those are properties that people liked. The figures are very similar in size. They actually kind of worked. This just doesn't. It does not at all. Brick says, would any toy designer actually put stickers or deco on the textured hull? Well, maybe they're tampoed on. Shell President says they just did knockoff Turtles for retail. The people are loving them from the Mutant Mayhem sequel. Keanu Lee says, reminds me of a custom 40K miniatures out of the White Dwarf from the early 2000s. Now, if these were smaller, now that I could see, like, I mean, obviously the figures here, I mean, they look like they would have joints. And the Destro here is a picture. The Destro there is definitely not real. Neither is Ripper. Yeah, I think we all may have been duped, to be honest. I have no idea, but we'll find out real soon. We'll find out real soon, I guess, right?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Troy Bleeford with the $5 super chat saying, if these are real, could Hasbro using the molds for a retro vehicle line down the road? No, not what those look like. Not what these look like. They don't look like anything. There's just so much wrong. And the more that I'm looking at it, the more I'm just like, yeah, I think we all may have been duped. But hey, you know what? You got some time out of us, I guess. That's right. It just doesn't work. But yeah, Snow Wolf is Turtles are way overexposed. They are crossing over with several video games too. I think the Turtles are, in all honesty, the Turtles and the Transformers are the only properties that continue to seem to reinvent themselves, but always they always fit the aesthetic for little kids. And I think that's why you see that. Now, there's something about the Turtles and how many times have they been reinvented, yet the storyline always ends up being the exact same. It's not really for a mature audience, unlike superhero stuff are now and Batman, and Transformers are the same way. But I do feel like this is one of those ones where, yeah, you know, we're constantly seeing something like this. Oh, hold on. Woo! Well, we're only 2 hours in. My voice is just about shot. Shell Present says Toy Fair is like 6 weeks. These are real. I'm pretty sure of it. These will be rolled out at Toy Fair, and I bet the first wave is in hand. It won't be in these hands, I'll tell you that much. Stanley jumping in here saying, fell asleep folding laundry here now. Were you snoring? Wayne Howardson says, Punk, hit the they're just toys button. If I can, hold on, let me see if I can. I can't move up and down. I do have it here though.
We're talking about freaking toys here. They're toys.
So if you don't know, like in the back end of everything is where I can play videos, and it is frozen, which means I have to restart the operating system that I'm using, which is Microsoft. But it's also done this with Firefox too. So yeah, so I can't move anything. Anything that I have on there, it has to stay. So I can't do this one.
Acknowledge me.
Everyone say hi to Ken. And I can do this one. But I literally can't even play my outro. Woo! Anyway. So anyway, there we go. I'm starting to look at this and think like maybe these might be fakes. Because there's a lot on this that I go, I don't know about that. Anyway. I am going to find something to play quickly because I need to take a quick breather. I don't know what else I have here. Tony says StreamYard is better with Chrome. For me, at least, I don't use Chrome. I'm not a fan of Chrome. And Toy Optics is yelling, saying, these are fakes. Well, we'll talk about it tomorrow on the Circle of Jerks, I'm assuming. Okay, so I'm trying to find something that I can play that gives me a little bit of rest. Here's a Mossman. I don't know which one it is.
Live from Eternia, it's Late Night with Mossman. With special guest, A Punk with Toys. Musical guest, creepy guy from the back alley. Coming to you from the abandoned bar studio is Mossman.
Thank you. Oh, wow. What a crowd tonight. Welcome to Late Night with Mothman. Coming to you live from a slightly sticky bar that 100% totally passed a health inspection. I'm thrilled to be a part of Punk with Toys 36-hour Toys for Tots fundraiser. 36 hours. Oh, that's longer than most of my relationships. So, big news, I just adopted a little kitten. Yeah, little guy's so adorable. I named him Pedro Pascal because he stars in every situation around my house. I'm always like, Pedro, stop getting into that. Nobody wants to see you in there. You gotta get away for a little bit. He's like the Mandalorian of mischief. This is the way into my sock drawer. And speaking of YouTube stars, how about a Punk with Toys? Yeah, he's closing in on 8K subs. That's huge. It proves that anybody can build a great channel until you put Mothman clips all over your show. Yeah, it's so bad we probably already lost him 50 subscribers. At this rate, by tomorrow, the only ones that are going to be watching are me and my little kitten, Pedro. And honestly, Pedro don't even want a part of this. but that's okay because it's not about numbers tonight. It's all about giving back. We're here raising money for toys and spreading joy and proving once and for all that even me and a Punk with Toys can have a little class, even if it's in a bar that smells like regret and spicy barbecue Pringle chips. All right, well, we've got a great show for you tonight. We have amazing guests like Allison Troy and Toy Connections, Gun Bunny, Clubhouse, and so many more. It's for an incredible cause, guys. So stick around. You can start making donations via super chats or super stickers or message Punk with Toys directly, or you can call this number down here down at the bottom, and we got somebody waiting there to take your donations. So stick around, guys. This is Late Night with Mothman.
Has anyone ever called the number? I don't think we ever got an answer. We should call the number one week and see. Call it live and see what happens. But anyway. Graph here says, done with classified after Jeep 6. Line can only go downhill after him. I disagree. I think you do too. All right. So the topic was things that I'm excited for, and I'd like to hear what you guys are excited about too for 2026. And it wasn't so much going to like Joe Fest or me going to, Orlando, Disney World and Universal right after that. But what lines, what maybe products you're kind of excited for? And I know I've recently been told, or has recently been reported to me, that I'm just a classified channel, which is odd. I don't know why I keep doing all these classic reviews and all these Marvel Legends and stuff, but clearly I'm once again notified that I am just a classified channel. But I wanted to talk about some of the things that I'm kind of excited that are going to be coming. And I'll see if you guys are excited for it too. And I didn't pick out like every single figure. I didn't go through like every single G.I. Joe I'm excited for. Some of just the bigger things, or maybe the generalization. So we'll start off with winter is coming. I am a big fan of Delta 17 and what they have done. They make a really good O-ring figure. They give you, for the most part, with most of their figures, a good amount of accessories. And they're really following the method of what made the Real American Hero line so successful. They're not trying to be a real American hero, but they are doing their own thing. They have their own story. And Ken is obviously always out there promoting it, kind of pushing it. At Joe Fest, they actually have product, which is something that a lot of other companies haven't had. But they have talked about all the stuff that they have coming, which is, multiple winter figure, which we should have before the end of the year. We're going to have a couple more Joe Fest exclusives. And some stuff that I don't believe they've even talked about, along with a couple new characters. And again, if you are into O-ring figures, they are not doing 6-inch figures, at least not yet. If they do, I don't think it'll be for a while. I think this really hits for the 1/18 scale guys. And not everyone, because some guys are modern 4-inch figures. And that's all they care about. The O-ring is an aesthetic that people say it's dead. I don't agree with that. It's much smaller, but there is a place for it. And I don't see it coming back anytime soon, if ever, to replace the 6-inch scale line. And what I mean by that is you can go into any Target, Walmart, and you'll see the 1/18 scale figures, and they just sit there. They don't ever sell. They always go on clearance. It doesn't matter what line or what brand it is. The 6-inch figures are the ones that constantly push stuff out there. So I am really excited to see what's going to come from Winter. And we should see that within the next few months. I'm hoping at least to see some production shots. So there is one thing that I'm pretty excited for. I don't know what you guys think of. I know a lot of people like them, and I don't think people just like them because, hey, certain people are, in the community like
acknowledge me.
But they actually do a good job, and creating a good figure is something that is what really, really is more impressive. All right. Acid rain in this bad boy. So I pre-ordered this. I think that this would fit perfect with the fire team. A lot of people already pointed out how it fit the Dreadnoks. It could fit Python Patrol. I think this could fit so many different branches for G.I. Joe. I know Krusty O'Crow said what sold him on it was the stickers. I won't put stickers on it, but I really like this. I love the Gatling gun on the top, the blast effects. You can see how you can fit 3 figures into it. This is one of the things that really excited me. I really thought the Fans Hobby, Not All Striker, was really good. The Dreadnoks too. Yep. So this is one I think that a lot of people are going to pick up. Like I said, I knew that they were coming out with the. Well, I had a feeling they were going to come out with the All Striker. That was one of the reasons why I didn't want to jump on this. But when I saw it in a different color pattern that I doubt Classified will do, I thought this was awesome. Now, this is oops, that's not it. Oops, not man. I thought I had everything else out. So this was another thing that I thought about as I hear people are now talking about the Not Fang starting to show up. I believe Bees Battleground had a review on it. They're doing different colors, and as I was going through, doing the classic reviews, and I'm going through my Bellomo book, I landed on the page of the exclusive Dreadnok, the Dreadnok Fang and Skyhawk. And I thought, what if they did a color pattern of that and sold it as a 2-pack? I doubt Hasbro will ever do it. I wonder if that's something that they would do. Just something I kind of throw out there. If that's something that maybe people would be interested in. But it might be something that Fans Hobby could definitely do for sure. Okay, Bellomo. I don't care. I don't have it close to me, or else I would have said his name properly. Bellomo. Billy Boy says, I really hope they do a non-HasLab Thunder Machine this year. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I think it might just work, but we'll see. So the Skeletron figures. I ordered both 4-inch and the 6-inch Skeletron figure. Now this is the actual Skeletron. The other one is the Roboskull. Skeletron is the name of the brand. And as you can see, this one has like a sword. This is a completely different sculpt. So all their other figures are the exact same sculpt. Just kind of reusing that buck using different paint, have some different heads, some different head sculpts. This is completely different. And then you get the 6-inch one, which has all the exact same accessories for the most part. I am excited to see how this turns out. If this is going to be one of those ones where, is it another bat? You know, this has more, in my opinion, more of a presence for a robotic Android style character over some other lines that have done stuff to compete with the bat, because when I look at the Robo Skull, this kind of just works out. Now he kind of has that He-Man Power Sword looking thing. I don't know if I'll ever use that or anything. I have more than a few of the Robo Skull or Skeletron guns that I'll probably throw on here, but I also have so many other guns, as I've kind of talked about before. Well, I don't know why you don't. You spend a lot of money on other stuff, and the Robo Skull is absolutely awesome. The Robo Skull is 1/18 and 1/12. It is a combination because it has a swappable seat. So it either holds two figures that are 1/18 scale or one figure that's 1/12. And it fits perfect. Like it's great for both. I think Matthew can attest to that, and anyone else that has it. You can swap it. I can make it going up against, you know, the Rattler, the classified Rattler, or I can have it going up against the HasLab or any of my other Sky Strikers, my many Sky Strikers that I have. Billy Boy says, I don't really care for the Robo Skull. I don't know if you, and again, to each their own. And I'll reiterate that. I'll say it. I feel like when you have it in hand, you really, at least for me, I really appreciated it way more. It is something that I probably would have never ordered had I known Classified was going to go that deep. If they were going to go that deep with vehicles, and I would have regretted it, because it really is that awesome. But again, it's not for everyone. I mean, and that's fully understandable. And Ed says, yeah, the Skeletron figures are great figures. They are. So I'm excited for this. I know there's two other figures that hopefully are going to come. What I'm thinking is we kind of saw what a Trooper is going to look like, but I also think that we're going to get the Yeti, who is their arms dealer. He is the guy who had passed away. So I have a feeling we're actually going to see that. So, David Jones says, it looks okay. So again, seeing it in person, and this is just like a digital render. In person, it looks way, way better. It looks way better. And Toy Optic says, Punk is always saying, if only I had, they were going to go that deep. It's a catch all for everything in his life. You know, Spec, I normally I normally catch when I'm saying something that is has a double entendre. I didn't catch that till just now. Now I will be trying not to say it. Soul Brother 1 jumping in here saying, "What's good, Lawrence?" All right. The Order of the Crimson Moon. Now, I know a lot of people want this because they are finally seeing what they feel they can do to make a custom hooded Cobra Commander. Again, it makes no sense because I can go on eBay and buy a hooded Cobra Commander head and just customize it. But I like this. Now, I did not put all of these. I put a few figures. Now, I like the cloaked figure. I like the soft goods. Obviously, they're giving you 3 different heads that are all the exact same. Again, I don't think I need all that many heads, but I like the difference. The spell books, that type of stuff to me is cool. And then you get the robe here. Again, this is good for pictures and just for your world building and everything else that you're doing. Now, again, I'll go back to, if you're looking and watching what Fresh Monkey Fiction is doing, they are mixing and matching figures. So if you want to go back to the old Palitoy Action Force line, you can create those figures, because a lot of people played with those with their G.I. Joes, not here in the U.S., but across the pond. This is kind of what they had, and this is what they're kind of banking on it, but they're also creating their own line. But at the same time, they're saying, hey, if you buy this one, you get this body. And on this one, you get a head that looks very similar to something that came with the Palitoy Action Force. Action Force line. You can make it all work. So I like the whole idea of the Crimson Moon. It is the prequel to Operation Monster Force, even though it doesn't say Operation Monster Force anywhere. These are all meant to work together in whatever headcanon you have. And then here is the last guy that I'm going to show, only because I believe there's 6 or 7 figures in that wave, but they all don't come together. You have to order them all individually, which they did kind of make a few changes with the waves of figures, which I actually really do like. All right, so then we get this one, and this is the Soldier of Fortune. Now, if you order this whole figure set, the first guy here that looks like he will fit perfectly with Pimp Daddy Destro, you get him as part of the this pack. If you order them individually, you won't get this guy. So this guy is an exclusive figure. I'm circling like you can see it. All these figures look really cool, and obviously you can see in this 4 of these figures are the exact same figure. 2 of them are very similar. The 2 suited figures. One has a bow tie, one has a regular tie, and then you get the guy in the back. So these are the figures that you get. Whew. Now the Saboteur. I don't know if this is done on purpose, but I know these guys are very close. They all talk to each other. This looks like one of the bad guys from Call Sign Longbow. Now, I don't know if they were doing it on purpose, but it looks like it could definitely fit. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen those Call Sign Longbow figures, but I remember them having like Russian operatives, or what I believe were supposed to be Russian operatives. This guy looks really cool. I love the look. Again, you can fit him in with your Cobras. You can just fit him with just being a bad guy or whatever you want. Then you get this guy. This is your perfect Cobra Commander. If you wanted a suited, hooded Cobra Commander, down to the color scheme and everything. Now, I don't think that the guys from Fresh Monkey Fiction and Big Bad Workshop, they're the same company, Bill, I don't think that they're trying to fool anyone. They all know exactly the reason why some people might want to buy this. But you don't have to have a hooded Cobra Commander. You can just have a guy in a blue suit. And they even give you a laser gun, which kind of looks like, kind of like a hairdryer in some ways. But if not, then you get your M16 and stuff. So here are some of the army builders that we're going to see, and these are just repaints. Very Firefly looking. If you want to do it, they're not the only company that has done a Firefly looking figure. We know others have also done it. So But this is the close combat operative. And again, all have the exact same stuff. But this is all in the same pack. Now, obviously, look, you can tell they just hit a button and they changed the color. So, but I'm really interested in all of these. It's a very bright yellow. Yes, this is Firefly Pool. You know what? Actually, they're perfect. You just have to figure out a way to get the head onto it. And then we get an agent. And again, we're going to see a lot of these agent figures, these suits. This is pretty much the exact same. I think this might be the exact same suit that the monkey wears. Different hands, obviously a different head, same case and everything. There's no files. They'll probably drop files in this one, just like the monkey gets. So, so that's one of the things. Now here's the special operative. Again, this guy, if they didn't mean for him to go, I just can't believe that they didn't meant this guy. I can't believe they didn't make it. So this guy is meant to go with Pimp Daddy Destro. Now it's odd because I just saw someone talking about the Donner Party and about if you can remove those parts on his boots, that's the same thing that the Donner Party wears. So they are using a little bit different of a buck here just to kind of change them up. But I also like the rocket launcher. And I'm assuming the rocket will actually come out. So he comes with Ugg boots. True story. That was one of my daughter's Christmas presents. She finally worked us down to getting them. All right. And this is the Operation Monster Force. Now, once again, this is one that will be coming out. And I know Tony's all in on one of these figures because it's his little buddy. So here is Mr. Legacy, who gets the shaft when it comes to accessories. We're seeing the same books. They're just kind of repainting them, the different hands. He'll probably have a few more accessories. They tend to do that. But he's going to get a different head and a different cane. And this suit looks a little bit different. He doesn't have the actual jacket on. So, but this is all one pack. These are things that I'm really looking forward to. This is the guy I know people are super into. They're doing all the 13 ghosts. And there's a lot of them. He also has a bear claw. So let's say your polar bear escapes the classified one, maybe this one will catch him. But yeah, so this is all part of that big package. Now this is crazy. I don't know, a guy with weird mouth. Now they actually changed something with this Hooded Cobra Commander. Now this could be interesting if you want to say Cobra Lad did some sort of experiment on him and force this out of him. This might be something that you could do. But again, and then here we get Mark from Gridiron. He is their weapon supplier. And I do think it's pretty neat that they're kind of following not just them, but Skeletron is doing the same thing, right? They have a weapon supplier. And they have a weapon supplier. And I guess making Mark Captain Gridiron or Commander Gridiron, since he's actually now creating the weapons, only made complete sense. So there you go. Here's the Red Demon. Again, this is all part of the pack. Now you can order these all individually. The only thing that you won't get is the head pack here. So here you go with all this stuff. Again, to fight your ninjas, maybe be the leader of your hand ninjas or your red ninjas. But yeah, and then you get this head pack. Now, someone tell me in the description. You get the Gridiron Skull Crushers, you get the Mr. Legacy, but the ambassador of Relay or whatever it is that not also the guy from Skeletron? And Ed, I'm talking to you. Matthew, you probably would know too. I thought that it was the same head. It's not the same head sculpt, but I thought it was the same person that got the Skeletron figure also. But I think that this is one of those. They like to use realistic heads, real people's heads, something that Hasbro will not allow the G.I. Joe team to do. So if you think that they're going to do that ever again, they're not supposed to. They've specifically talked about it. But I think that this is one of the guys from Skeletron. What's his name, Matthew? Eventually, I'll hit Matthew's actual. Yeah, it looks a lot like him. Yeah, sure, leather neck. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't think it looks anything. I really don't think it looks anything like me. Mark O'Brien, thank you. And it's Roulaye. Roulaye. That's a lot. Yeah, it does look like Mark. So I'm sorry, Jay. You made me laugh. Like you. Comments like this where it's just like you didn't add to it. You're just like sure leather neck. Like fucking Lenny reached out and said, "Hey, do you mind coming? Do you mind flying over here to Rhode Island so we can kind of do a scan of your head so we can use you for leather neck." Okay, so Vine Figure Jungle and a few other people too. I'm not gonna say everyone. I'm not gonna say no one else. It's H.P. Lovecraft. He is the writer who invented cosmic horror, who a lot of these characters are based on. And if you don't know, Vine Jungle Figure Factory, dude, you guys have probably never seen him in here. This guy has like he's got a YouTube channel that will fucking blow us all away, and it's all horror, and he runs some huge horror, or I think haunted house, dude, seriously. So, and a few other people have said it too, so I don't want it to be just, it wasn't just him that said it. Odin also had mentioned it. Who's I had no idea, but it does look like Mark O'Byrne. So anyway, this here kind of came out of nowhere, and I know people are they're seeing Adventure Team, Agents of Omega, another Fresh Monkey Fiction thing, and this kind of, for me, it came out of nowhere. And yes, the one head looks like Captain Kirk, and the other one does look like one of the James Bonds. I'm excited for a giant snake. I'm hoping that it is not just a plastic piece. I'm hoping that it can actually articulate. I don't even remember. Did this thing? This did go up for pre-order. I think it's $45. So you order so much shit, you forget what you ordered. But yeah. So, you can make James Bond if you want to, or you can make him for this. Again, I know a lot of people there are a lot of people that are interested in Adventure Team from Hasbro. Whether they're going to get it, I don't really know. But this is kind of like a second thing. So it's something I'm really excited for, just to see what they can do with this, because they're making me excited over something that I normally wouldn't have very much use for. All right. I am really excited for this. Yeah. His whole throne, how tall he is. This thing looks awesome. It was made to order. So if you watch it when it drops, more than likely you'll be able to get some of these. I had no need for Mephisto, but they sold me like this look of this Mephisto. I can find things to use. He's got this awesome throne with all these skulls, a couple different head sculpts, and a lot of people said this is the Danzig skull. It's not that it's the Danzig skull. It's the skull that Danzig used for his own logo. But I see what they mean. This is just something cool. And this is one of those things where it could sit on a shelf by itself. Yes. I thought you weren't much bigger than me. Mython the Python says the Python isn't wearing his eyeglasses, so he's blind and trying to look around. So Elf has some big glasses. I wonder if it will fit on him. Yeah. Danzig stole the design of Danzig stole the design from Kristara. Yes, and he doesn't make any bones about it either. So yeah, but I understand what people are saying when they see this. Again, like so many other people that steal stuff or get influenced by things, Danzig was no different. But anyway, Hi It's Me says, in case not everyone knows, Lawrence is super short. Okay, I'm not super short, I'm just short. All right. Super short would mean I'm under 5 feet. I'm not under 5 feet. Let's see. The Thomas Cook says my son is a huge Marvel collector, and I got this one for him and regret not getting one for me now. Again, if it's like these other made to order, people will cancel it, and you'll probably have a chance to get it when it drops, and you'll know if you ordered one. So, but yeah, I would say yeah, you should be able to get one if you want it. And J.I. Jetman is saying, is Ramen Toys trustworthy? They are, yes. Ace is, again, I was one of the more vocal people about Ramen and Ace back in the day. And no, he's very trustworthy. Because J.I. Jetman said, you bought their black van. Yeah, I bought a black van too. I'm still waiting for it to ship. I mean, it'd be really nice if the black van that I paid for found its way into the mail at some point. I do not have Ed's name up here for any particular reason. But if a Ramen Toys black van was to end up in the mail, it'd be pretty cool. Anyway, so the scale of this thing is, it's okay. Okay. So it's not how tall I am, but I am 5'4", and this is 5.4 inches. So I'm 5 foot 4 inches before any of you say anything. MCR says it will arrive together with your rumbler. I do have a rumbler. They did finally remove the other packing list or on FedEx. I was hoping like it would just sit there and like eventually just show up. But here's how big the figure is. He fits in almost with a. Now he might actually fit in with a Super 7, except he has articulation. It's on a good day. Olivia is very happy that her Uggs have such thick soles. She's taller than me. All right. So this is the other thing I'm super excited for. This is what really no, okay. First off, let's clear one thing up. It says on that Wikipedia that Seth Green was 5'3", I believe. Seth Green is noticeably shorter than me. And that was confirmed by multiple people. So he's not fucking 5'3". All right, so this here, this is really what made me go down the road of getting all into X-Men 97. I had picked up some. I got this when I saw that the Sentinel was available. I said, fuck it. I don't regret it. Not one bit. I regret it even less than my non-regret after put it on the USS flag and said, I can have a Sentinel attack my flag. And luckily, one of those Sky Strikers, the wings come off really easy, and I could drop it down there. Yes, I'm excited for this. You can see exactly how big he is. He's obviously shorter than the Sentinel, as he should be. And again, the Cable is a pretty big action figure here. I don't know why I called it an action figure. And you can see he's just over half as tall, or just over half the height of Apocalypse. So this guy's going to be one big fucking dude. Imagine a Haslam Godzilla. And yeah, coming eventually, Sentinel versus Flag versus Bather. I don't know how you say it. That's the dragon from Mythic Legions. Hey, if somebody wants to bring up that dragon, we will do pictures. We will do all kinds of stuff on the flag. I promise you. But I'm not buying one. All right, and here's everything that he comes with. And I will reiterate, those effects have a rock on it. So they are not the exact same effects that you get with Classified because they cannot cross it over. But here's everything that you're going to get. And like I said, I'm really excited for this. This is really what threw me down the 97 road. I am all in on the 97 now. I should have been earlier because some of those figures get kind of fucking expensive. So 3-star says, I'm going to talk to you about that at some point. Well, we can figure something out. I mean, if you're ever like, I want to go Adventure Michigan, we can figure something out. And Jeff says, Punk ass to head is the mythic dragon taller than you. No. I'd say the flag is, but the flag is taller than everyone, including 6'10" Yojo Daddy here. I've had people try and be funny, and they're like, "Oh, the flag's taller than him too." Flag's taller than everyone, other than maybe Shaq. No, Shaq's only like how tall is Shaq? Yeah. All right. Other things that I'm excited for is something that just closed last night, and that is the Arctic Hiss. This is where I really think that I don't like the rockets on it. I don't think most people do like the rockets on it. Shaq's only 7'1". I feel like he should be taller. So yeah, the flag is taller than Shaq too, by a good amount. So when anyone tries being funny and going, "Oh, the flag's taller than you," tell it all, you assholes. This is one of those things where, yeah, I can see myself picking up something from Gridiron to enhance it. So, Pop Blender is saying, let's see here. I can tell you right now, there is no way 3-Star is going to Adventure Michigan. Are you saying he doesn't leave his own little area? Well, Pop, why don't you and Darren make a run up here? Because I think maybe that would be cool. I can show you around. We actually have lots of toy stores. I don't know what else we have. Gun Bunny Custom saying, I got 8 of those Arctic Hiss things, which I could have gotten more. Holy shit. But I'm assuming you're going to customize them and then sell them and probably make a profit off them, not just resell them as is. Maybe you're just going to customize them all for yourself. That is awesome. But that works for you because of what you do. And it is a better price than buying all those HasLabs. Tripwire says, yeah, I don't get why they didn't put the cannon turret on there. The missiles are annoying. I think they wanted something different. I think that's just the whole reason they wanted something different. Hey, Pop, I promise you guys would have a fucking blast. I mean, well, I can't promise. I'm a very boring fucking person. But if fucking, I will say this, if you guys fucking came up here and fucking Darren acted like a little fucking whiny fucking bitch, we would fucking leave him while we went to Sergeant Red's. He could sit at the hotel by himself. And you and I would go to Sergeant Red's. And this is when I start insulting my friends. And Alex said he got his pre-order in. But I'm excited for this. I like the figure. I know War Chest said this is like the laziest repaint. He's not wrong. You know, all they did was pop the hiss driver head on these on the Snow Serpent, but I like the Snow Serpent. I think it's a good figure, and I think that this looks pretty good. I mean, I think it actually works, to be 100% honest, but I'm definitely excited for this. And then there's this. This is the last thing that I'm excited for, and that is the Snowcat. I'm assuming they're going to come roughly around the exact same time. Richard Sampson jumping in saying, hey, Punk, great to have you here. Clint Jorgensen saying, more people wear Michigan State gear up here. That's because Michigan State got good for a short bit. Michigan has a much bigger fan base. I'm excited for this. Not only do I think the Snowcat looks awesome, you know, everything that it does come with. The only thing, and I'll say it again, I wish they would have put some 50 cals both on the sides of the rocket launcher, so when he runs out of rockets, he can still attack. It never made any sense, even as a kid. The Wolverine, once you're out of bullets or once you're out of missiles, you're done. You're just gone. Tripwire says, I wish they would have put a different head on this figure. Well, I mean, it makes sense to have the Hiss driver head. I have no problem with it. I think I have no problem. I like it. I think it all looks good, to be honest. And then again, the Hiss tank driver on the Snow Serpent body, same as the 25th Arctic Hiss. So there's a reason for it. And Richard says the snowmobile looks nice, but it's not a must for many G.I. Joe collectors. You mean the Snowcat, or are you talking about when they eventually do a Polar Battle Bear? No, and I've always said, I've said before, I really think that when it comes to the winter stuff, it's risky. It really is risky for the fact that not everyone cares for snow. Not everyone has snow. And there's a lot of people that have told me from Texas and Arizona, hey, I love the snow stuff. But I know there's a lot of people that say, nope, don't care. So, but yeah. And Joe ARHA is jumping in here. And then we also have Local Base Walker. I still don't understand why the Snow Serpent has to carry a parachute all the time, even less so for the Arctic Hiss driver. Well, I'm going to point it. What if, like in the AT movie, they drop the tank out of a plane and they need the parachute to land it? What if the Hiss gets dropped out of a plane and that's the only way he can slow down? Now, I honestly, I never understand why the Snow Serpent had a parachute on the Real American Hero either. And then Kim Rice says, need an RC 4-wheel drive and G.I. Joe collab. Yeah, no one's got that kind of money. And then again, all this comes with it. Here's Frostbite. They gave him the proper weapon. He's got the thermos, which I think would be awesome. And then the other figures. And I'm interested to see what snow figures are going to come. People keep saying, hey, they're almost done with the line. What else can they do? That's just it. They can do so much. And they said they're looking at 10 years at least. And I think they're going to try for more than that, to be 100% honest. But that's the type of stuff that I'm excited for this year. We know there's a lot of stuff coming. I've really started looking at what I've been buying. Really getting into like way more Marvel. There's so much Marvel right here. I'm done with, I'm done with the Street Fighter figures. Once I get the final figures for this line, I'm not going into the other one, so I'm not too interested in that. The Mythic Legions are less and less of things that I want. The figure Obscura I'll probably still stick with. I'm really enjoying doing pictures and doing setups and displays with the Marvel, even more so than with G.I. Joe right now. They have that obviously superhero aspect, flying and like super punches and stuff like that. I didn't do a top 10 rest of the figures. Like I was going to do my top 10 of everything non-classified or Operation Monster Force. And I didn't do it. It was too much. But I can tell you right now, if you can see it there, that Maximum Hulk would have been number 1. That was my favorite figure of the year, of anything, classified, not. That is the most fun figure that I've had. It's not the best figure that was made. It is my most fun figure that I had. And again, it was truly, truly enjoyable. So, but I'm just starting to look, and I'm not cutting down on, I'm not going to say I'm cutting down on toys, but I do think I'm going to cut down on some of the properties that I have been buying. Like I said, I'm done with the Jada Street Fighter figures once I get those in. And there seemed to be more O-ring stuff coming. And even though through false narratives, I still collect O-ring stuff and 118 stuff. It's just not as popular. I still have a whole room, and I like to see what these new ones are going to bring, and if I can incorporate them into my Real American Hero lines and stuff like that. So, like Richard Sampson said, yeah, Max Hawk was in my top 10. That was one of those figures that I don't think people really wanted. And then when they got it, they were like, this figure is actually really fun, and I really like it. Maximum Spider-Man was the same way. People kept saying, $50 for that, and everyone got it, and they're like, okay, maybe it's a little overpriced, but this is probably the best Spider-Man they will ever make. And I was lucky because I didn't have a bunch of Spider-Man. Now you give me a Maximum Wolverine, I'm not really going to complain because I know what I'm doing. Now I kind of have this fascination with army building Wolverines, but it's no different than Snake Eyes, right? I know what I'm doing, but I think I'm going to cut back on the properties. I'm not really cutting back on what not cutting back on buying toys, but just cutting back on some of the properties and probably not getting into stuff because there's so much fresh Monkey Fiction stuff coming out. I'm hoping that there's going to be more Skeletron stuff coming out. The Delta 17, obviously classified in Marvel Legends, and there might be those Mezcals. I look at those and they really, I don't know, I really like them. Lee jumping in here saying just get in. Thought for sure the TMNT Joe crossover would be cool here. We talked about it. Again, Ed, I didn't say, wait, you're not Ed. Mr. Wonder, thank you. I'll get to you in a second. Here it is. Oh, sure, man. Hey, I didn't say that I was cutting back on the toys that I buy. I said I'm cutting back on the properties because some of these other properties are just making so much stuff. But anyway, I don't think that I'm going anywhere when it comes to these toys. I will have to buy a new house eventually before I stop collecting toys, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Pop Blender quickly gifted a Punk membership. And let's see, Callister got it. So you're going to get a quick.
Welcome to the Creamery.
Because I can actually play that unlike the other thing. So anyway. Whoa, I'm losing everything. Anyway, thank you very much, Pop. Congratulations, Cal Shave. And I will be doing Punk's Pit this Friday. So if you are interested and you're a member, you can watch it. There will be a bunch of us. It's not just me. I can't just talk all on my own, believe it or not, for that long. But I do have to get out of here because I got to wrap it up and go downstairs and sleep with my dog because, unfortunately, he has a bad leg. He can't come upstairs, and he will flip out and keep waking Olivia or Andrew up if I'm not downstairs sleeping because he needs me. He needs to sleep with me because he loves me. So anyway, matter of fact, here comes the girl right now. Probably looking at me going, are you coming down? Because she needs to go to school. So I need to go lay down with Roman. Pop says, Roman and I have that. You need to sleep with me too, Pop?
He's up.
Who's up?
Roman, did you hear him shake?
And I did not.
He hasn't gone out since I told you.
So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much. Remember this on your way out. If you haven't yet,
acknowledge me.
Everyone always say hi to Ken, even if he's not in, because if you don't say hi to Ken, well, it's going to be bad for you. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to play something. I cannot play my outro because, like I said, it's just not working. So Oh, quickly, I see this here. I'm going to throw this up. JRH, a member for 1 month, and you're going to get the
Fucking Phil Collins.
Acknowledge me.
and you get both. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. What can I leave you with that you normally don't see? Well, I got something right here. Quickly, this.
Who is it? It's me, Snakes. I got the figures. Leave him on the doorstep and get the hell out of here. All right, Johnny, but what about my money? What money? Action said 10%. Too bad Action ain't in charge no more. What do you mean? He's upstairs taking a bath. He'll call you when he gets out. Hey, I'll tell you what I'm gonna give you, Snakes. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister over to a Punk with Toys punkathon before I pump your guts full of lead. All right, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm going. 1, 2, 10. Keep the change, you filthy animal.